that's a classic. Actually, you know, yeah, I'm putting that on myself. Give me a minute.
Oh my,
Hello.
that's
Hello.
Well, hello everyone. Time for some TOTOR.
TOTOR.
TOTOR. You are screaming in my mic. Let me turn you down. There we go.
Do you want me to turn my input down?
Nope,
I can
you're
do that
good.
too.
You're good.
Okay.
I got you.
Very
got
good,
you.
Boo. Thank you. Appreciate.
You're good.
All right. It is time.
Well, welcome back, everybody. Bro, yes, we're back. We unfortunately had a short week this week since some people have been sick. So we weren't able to do our other previous programs, but we're here. So
Yay.
everyone.
Made sure to sacrifice our daily goats to the dark side of the force, so everybody got healthy. We're good for this one.
True. We if you guys missed it, we did do because I haven't been able to really talk much since we last did it. We did do our first episode after our long hiatus of Behold Lore. So if you guys want to check it out, it is on our YouTube. Also here until we kick that video out when it's time. That's not on us, that's Twitch. But yeah, we talked about the Tricorn Isles, which was a lot of fun, a lot of lore on that, since it dates all the way back from Destiny Forged Campaign 1, which feels like eons ago. But the good news is, we don't know what the next topic is yet, but we are having a guest. We usually do have guests, but we figured the first one, since it was kind of coming up quickly, we were like, you know what, let's just focus solely on lore, because there was a lot to cover regardless, so it kind of worked out. So the topic and the guest is question mark at the moment, so just keep track of that as we go ahead and do that. I believe the first Saturday in October is the 7th. So October 7th is when we'll have that. So that is
Excellent.
it. Then we are having a Halloween one-shot. That is still in the very, very early works, so we don't know when or what that is just yet. But keep an eye out for that. We are doing a Halloween one-shot next month. It's just a matter of when. So yeah, and that's it. Just wanted to announce that real quick.
Very, very good.
Previous
Okay.
one's also on our YouTube, if you ever want to check that out.
On that note, I committed the war crime of leaving everybody on a cliffhanger 2 weeks ago.
I'm still gonna tell you for it if it doesn't resolve right now.
And so, as you all remember, you guys had taken care of a few bugs in the basement, realized that the main generator to the temple had been sabotaged. And as you came into the main room / antechamber, hallway, whatever you want to call it, of the temple, you had seen basically the shadows of a few dead bodies in the darkness, on the floor, slumped over a little bit all over the place. And as you had, kind of entered the room, the hallway, the long, you guys have seen the Jedi Temple and actually most of the Jedi temples. It's the same kind of long hallway with columns and the whole 9 yards, super big, super wide, super spacious. And as you guys had entered that room, at the other end of the room, you had seen this shadowy figure, right? Cloaked up with hood up and everything, ignite a purple lightsaber with an onyx core. And that is where we had ended last session. And on that note, I must say I'm very sick. I'm gonna have to go.
I'm fighting you. I'm fighting you now.
But that being said, so yes, that's where we're going to start it up again today. And I'm actually gonna let you guys take the initiative on how you want to address this just yet. Since you had, walked into the room just now.
We haven't actually walked into the room. We're at the doorway of the room.
Correct. Sorry, at the doorway. You're right. That's where I even left your tokens. You're right. I'm clearly blind. But yes. So yes, as you guys, look through the doorway, you see that lightsaber ignite at the other end of the room. As a shadowy figure, like I said, drives turns the lightsaber on, and you see that blade just extend in the darkness.
Just basically saw dead bodies and then the lightsaber.
That is correct.
Yes.
Um,
So
what?
please go ahead and react.
Are they within 30 feet of me?
No.
I'm
No,
going
they're
to
not.
continue walking because I don't see nothing. I don't see shit.
This is probably about maybe... from what I'm seeing here, anyway, it's about 100 feet away from you guys. Like, this is a
Okay.
big, long hallway.
there's-
This is
there's
not,
that.
you know...
So,
So
I'm
you
gonna
guys see Navi and Davi just walking.
Whoa,
Not
whoa,
realizing.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Slow your roll.
That might not be wise when we don't know who that is. As I'm actually checking the room at the moment to see if I recognize any of the bodies, as she's trying to stay as calm as possible.
Okay, roll, let's see.
Where I look back and be like, who?
We don't know.
Dice in my room. I'm gonna have to do that after this.
Wow.
Wow.
I
How does Resident Dice Goblin leave her dice around?
Right.
I had a headache up until about 20 minutes ago, and then I had to set up everything. Okay, you know what? You know what?
Excuses.
You know what? I want to flip you all off, but how dare you? I love you too much. I'm gonna be right back. Give me 2 seconds. Carry on
Also,
to someone
Gilly.
else while I look.
Jake.
Orta is going to step in front of Navi and Davi, kind of running bodyguard, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I forgot my dice, so
Yeah. I mean, we stopped when they told us to stop. But...
And thankfully
Yeah,
for you guys, I
Nibble's
rolled a
gonna
5.
stay in the bag and let you guys handle this.
You gave me shit for forgetting dice when you forgot dice too?
my
It
dice
might
are
be-
literally in the same room.
It might-
excuse
it
me,
might
I
be-
have my dice.
Okay, I was
So
about
do
to say,
I.
am I the only one who has his dice? Like, come on.
You know what?
I have
I keep my dice on my
in
desk.
heart.
5 seconds.
Alright.
I slipped away for 3 seconds, then I win.
Oh, that's low. 16.
Due to the complete darkness in here, like it's really hard to tell who or what
I have
these
dark
bodies
vision.
belong to. Yep.
If that helps at
Dark
all.
vision requires a little bit of
Um,
light.
I have dark vision.
Considering you have dark vision, I'll say you can make out that there's all sorts of like sizes to these bodies. So some of them do appear to be more like the Padawans, and some people do appear to be fully grown. So this thing killed, or whatever it is, killed indiscriminately.
Not the younglings.
All right.
Order 76.
Order 69. No, I'm kidding. Anyway.
Yeah,
Wrong Star
yeah.
Wars video.
Zuri is hanging back. She's kind of semi-distracted while Orta and Davi and Navi are kind of doing their thing. So she's still kind of in the back of the room with technically Nibbles,
Yeah,
I guess.
Nibble's not gonna get involved in a fight if one breaks out, so he's staying behind as well.
So as you guys are kind of doing all that, you see the lightsaber move in the darkness, and you hear the familiar hiss of lightsaber being driven through flesh,
Ooh.
followed by the slump of someone or something hitting the deck.
Was it the thing holding the purple lightsaber?
And once that happens, the lightsaber turns back off.
Oh. Orta is going to telepathically say they like the darkness. Be careful. To the rest of the group because everybody's within 30 feet. Also, could I do that same like check to see if I can't spot who might have been got?
Okay, go for it.
It was an insight, right? Or
That would be perception, actually. Insight is more like understanding
Right.
somebody's motives or stuff like that.
okay, I got a 16.
While he's doing that, I'm just gonna keep my sense of blind force
Yep.
sense attuned for anything that might come within notice because
Well,
darkness doesn't matter to me.
a few things. For You then, Orta, unfortunately, you get the same thing Zoro got.
Damn.
Various sizes and whatnot, but you can't really make out their faces or features right now. You, Davi, are going to actually see that most of these bodies are grayed out, aka they're dead.
Yeah. I'm paying attention to the living.
You'll see one shape that looks either crouched or sitting or whatever, and it's very much, we'll say, orange colored as far as the aura goes. As far as
Yep.
the Force aura goes.
About where do I see them crouched?
I can show you that on the map, actually. Here.
Appreciated.
Get the little drawing circle thingy. We'll take orange, and they're slumped, or sitting, or whatever there. Slouch, or crouched. Crouched, that's the word. I will English one day, I promise.
Well, I
I
actually
don't
can't
make
see
the
that.
same promise.
I apologize, but that's too far away.
Mm.
So I can only see about to this midline right here.
Yep. Okay, in that case,
So
you
you're
know
like-
what?
Sorry, I can only see.
You know what? There. That's me
Thank
not
you.
paying attention. That's me. My bad. There you go. All right, good
I know,
enough.
I'm making
Dead
things
body
difficult.
stood up and walked.
No, you're fine. You're
I'm
fine.
going to you talk to us telepathically, so I'm not. I can see it. I can see you guys, Laura. So I'm just going to lean close into. Names are hard right now. Orda, and I'm more be like, there's one still alive near that pillar, but he's they're not the usual color for the light side. So, with caution, but there is someone over there. Can you tell the others? I don't want to risk being overheard.
Or to telepathically relays that information.
Nibble's going to be holding his glow rod close to him, more or less covering it a little bit, trying to hide himself.
Oh, you had a
You're
glow. You
basically
had a
just
glow.
standing behind me.
You had
I
a
gave
glow.
it. I gave it to Nibble.
You
No,
had
I
a glow
used
rod
one on
you.
my own. I used one
Oh,
on my
you did?
own.
Oh, okay. Because I
Yeah.
remember one was used in
The
in the
caves.
battle. So just recently got dark vision, so this is a new thing. I don't need them anymore technically right now.
Yeah, well, Nibble can't
Because
see.
I never needed them. The darkness
You
has
always
no
need
effect
them.
on my eyes.
Yeah.
I have special eyes.
I have special eyes. I make things difficult for the DM.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, so
As we level
he's
up,
trying to
I'll
hide the
report.
light from his glow rod to help him see, but to also hide himself.
Okay, so what do you guys do?
Honestly, I'm not going to approach until I have better information on where this person is hiding in the shadows. I'm
It
just
seems-
watching.
To be near the pillar. Oh well, yeah, because she didn't tell you that, so yeah.
I
Sure.
motioned towards
Yeah.
it, but you probably couldn't see me very well.
Oh, I have dark vision.
So then you saw her
Okay.
point at the pillar. Then.
Yeah. I guess I just misread something there. Brain's still kind of off, I guess. My bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's all
You
okay.
good. You good. I will definitely take out my lightsaber
Mm-hmm.
and just have extended.
Oh, so you turn it on?
I do turn it on, yes.
Okay.
And I just kind of stare into the darkness because I know they're too far away from me. And just be kind of look at them and go, "Why are you doing this? What brings you here?"
So. when you say that, you guys hear a voice actually answer, funny enough. And the voice comes through oddly, like, even chipper. As it says, "Oh, it's you guys! Here, just give me a sec." And a few seconds later, this thick permeating darkness that had been filling up the room just kind of vanishes a little bit. And in front of you, you see standing, I'll tell you guys where, about here, because I don't want to reveal the token just yet. About here, you see standing...
Where? I didn't see anything.
I think you
One
pinged a
sec.
GM layer.
Yeah. Give me a minute. I'm
Okay,
getting
well,
out
I'm
of
assuming
GM
that
layer.
means I need to switch
Right
to
there.
map layer. Okay.
You're fine. And so you guys see right there a
Still don't
the,
see
the,
her.
the, you
Hi.
should see it in token
Is
layer
it
on the right.
this
Yeah.
circle? Oh,
Orange
it's the circle.
circle.
I was expecting a ping. That's my
I did. Yeah, no. I did
Oh,
not
okay.
pop. I did not pop the token just
Okay.
yet. Because
What?
the token does not have the hood on. You see
Okay.
that same hooded figure that just skewered something with that purple lightsaber.
Orta immediately turns towards it and kind of just takes a defensive stance.
Same.
Do they still have that? Do they also have that orange aura?
No, hers is dark red.
Do we recognize the voice?
Most probably, and I'm not gonna keep you guys in suspense much longer anyway, as at this point, when she sees you guys all taking this, like, defensive stance and whatnot, she'll pull her hood down. And you see a mane of, like, white hair just kind of unfurl. The person has... Here. Person has... There we go. Tanned, almost like red skin, complete with like purple tattoos all over it. Well, everywhere except the face. And while the hair color and the skin color is completely off, the facial structure is indeed that of someone you guys already knew. Actually, somebody you guys met very recently. As yes, it is Alia that's standing in front of you guys right now. That same girl you helped get that lightsaber crystal.
Oh, she had black hair.
Yep. Like I
Yeah,
said,
she did. It
the hair and the
changed.
skin color are completely different, but the facial structure is undeniably hers.
Not a phase.
Why does that look like Storm?
A little bit of everything. Very generic trope. Very generic trope. But yeah, so you guys again are faced, you know, with that Padawan, or at least what you guys thought was a Padawan, standing in front of you guys, and she kind of has this like almost cocky smirk on her face as she looks at you guys. She'll actually say, "Well, I'm glad you made it through the bugs. I mean, I knew you guys would manage. I have every faith that you would, but you know what? I'm actually happy you guys made it."
I am quickly analyzing her.
Okay.
I mean, Davi and Navi cannot tell the difference in coloration that she's having, but the deep red concerns them and how she went from the pale blue they used to see her in. So they're just
Correct.
gonna kind of keep quiet and keep an eye on the situation because they don't know the story behind all this. I think Davi would reach out and kind of, since Order's in front of us, kind of give him a slight tap on the arm, kind of like a, hopefully what he can interpret as a be cautious kind of squeeze.
Yeah. Orta is like full hackles raised at this point. Someone. Yeah.
I mean, I'd say don't stand there slack-jawed, but... And she kind of leaves that in suspense. AK Orta doesn't have a job.
Again, I ask, what is your purpose here?
Oh, my purpose is almost pretty much done. I just came to pick a few things up.
Such as?
He smiles. That's a secret.
Why do all
Something
of
from our
this?
archives?
No, nothing so trivial. Information, please. We have plenty of this already. No. I came for something very special, and unfortunately, the only one who knew where it was that stubborn old fool, Ordo, so I kind of had to get it out of him, and I did.
Do I see the body anywhere?
Probably the one that slumped down.
So now that the darkness is gone, you guys are able to look around a little bit, and yes, there's a bunch of dead bodies on the floor. The slumped one that you guys saw, like, I mean, that the two Foresight users have seen. From where you guys stand, you don't really see anyone there. All you see is the oversized body of stone that is basically slumped forward into the pillar, almost like it's hugging the pillar. And you can see on his clothing / armor the score marks of multiple lightsaber wounds, almost like he was just toyed with and played with.
Yeah, Mibble's just gonna ignore that.
And you do not see the body of Brick anywhere either right now.
I'm going over to the body
Okay.
and get a closer look. Pull the
Or to-
body back and
or to-
lay it down.
When you do that, you realize why. Actually, you know what? Can you roll me a quick stealth roll real quick?
If Orta notices their movement, he'll kind of run bodyguard and kind of just be standing in front of Alia to like cover that movement.
No, Alia doesn't move. I'm asking.
No, I'm just saying. Like,
Yeah, that's fine. She's not moving right now. But when you Okay, 1 sec.
22.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, when you
Build
go to
myself like a rogue.
You're fine. When you go to move and lay down the body, you actually notice that the reason he was slumped down is because cradled under his form is the very injured but still alive form of his brother, Brick, which he was basically covering and hiding with his massive frame.
Mice and men? How dare you?
think about the rabbits.
Oh.
That's so sad.
I immediately check his injuries. And it's alright, Brick. It's alright. Let me see any of your injuries.
So if you say that out loud, are you saying
Not
that
out
out loud
loud,
or are you
I'm
whispering it?
whispering
Okay.
it. I'm
Okay, I'm
whispering
being
it.
clear. So that's still within your 22 stealth roll. Okay, that's fine.
I'm not saying like, hey guys, we're survivor. No, just
So-
whispering.
When you whisper that, he's just gonna like kind of grunt in pain a little bit, and thankfully rolled pretty high on his own stealth. But he's kind of delirious from the pain, and from what you can tell, he's just repeating the same thing on a loop, which at this point sounds suspiciously like "I'll kill you, I'll kill you, I'll kill you."
Mm-hmm.
It's not exactly a power, but more of just using the force to kind of like put my hand over his forehead and just calm him to the point where he just kind of passes out.
Okay, so if you're not using a power and you're doing this like as a flavor thing, I'm gonna ask you to roll it like a persuasion check.
Okay. Yeah. just like, shh. You tease me with that nat 20, but it's not. 15.
You say that he does not unfortunately respond, as he does not seem to be that cognizant, and he just keeps looping, "I'll kill you, I'll kill you, I'll kill you." Thankfully, he's still kind of just mumbling it, but if you wanted me to use D&D terms, it almost kind of looks like he's in a rage.
Fair.
I think I have the calm your tits. Do I have the calm your tits?
Do you have commutits?
Let me.
Please roll for
Are
combat.
your tits calm?
Are your tits calm? Give me a second.
The actual name of the spell is Please Hakuna Your Tatas. Thank you very much.
Yeah, seriously. Give me a second. I don't even remember what it's called. I think it's called Calm Mind. No. Could be mixing it up with
Calm emotions, calm mind, and there could be a bunch
yeah,
of them. Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
Do you have it though? Is the question.
No, I don't.
So for now, again, thankfully his injuries seem to prevent him from really moving or doing anything about it, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
May want to move you talking to where you're at because
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Anyway,
yes.
Yeah. It's all theater of mine right now.
oh, where are you going?
I
That's
don't
way
know
too
where
far.
he is. Anyway,
First left.
He's over by the pillar.
Right here.
aside the point. Anyway, she's gonna go ahead and she's going to touch his brother's body.
Okay. It's cold by now.
I know that.
I mean, you're
You know what
telling
I
me you're
mean by
touching the
touch
body,
it.
I'm telling you.
You know what I mean by touch
Touch
the
my
body.
body. Touch
She's
my
gonna
body.
concentrate.
Okay, and what does she do with that? Oh,
She's
yes,
using her
okay.
ability.
Yes. Okay, sorry, DM's a bit slow tonight. Alright, cool. Yeah. I guess a dead body is an object, technically. Okay, that makes sense. I see it. Okay. So when you do that, I'm actually gonna type up what happens when you do that, because you want to keep it a secret. And while I type that up for you, if the others, there's anything you want to do or react, go right ahead.
Does Nibble know if, like, maybe a hangar or something is around here?
Sorry?
Does Nibble know if there's a hangar or something that maybe connects to this room or something?
One of the tunnels here does lead to the landing pads where, Brick and Stone's junker was parked along with a few other ships and transports that would probably bring in provisions and whatnot, yes.
Okay. And would he know where to go for that?
Yeah, it's all the way in the back, and you see there's like two little tunnels that go off to the sides there. It's the right one.
Okay, so
Oh.
this one over here.
Yep.
Okay.
Actually, no, sorry. It's all the way in the corner. There's a stairwell. It's this thing over here.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Keeping that in mind, I am going to see how this goes.
Yep.
And during that point, Orta's gonna start talking to Alia. So, was this always the mission, or was this more of a recent inclination?
She kind of like tilts her head to the side, almost not understanding what you're saying. What do you mean mission?
So it wasn't mission? It's just what you wanted to do?
Yeah.
Was this a recent want, or was it always the goal?
I mean, I always wanted it, but let's be real, I had no idea it was even here. I just kind of got lucky, you know? So that being said, twins, are you guys saying or doing anything at this point?
Yeah. Yeah. So when you always your aura's all off. When did that? How were you able to change that quickly?
Oh, just like that. And she seems to concentrate for a little bit, and then you just see her aura go right back to being blue.
Interesting. That. It's very interesting. Never seen that done before. Is that are you using the force to do that, or are you just focusing?
Nope. That's actually a very easy force ability. I'm surprised the Masters never taught you that one, actually. It's kind of used to, like, hide our force presence and all that stuff if ever we're being hunted down or whatever, you know, that kind of stuff.
I can see its usefulness.
Orta is going to, I guess, telepathically send a message to the party and basically say, once you all are ready for a fight, or once you are all ready to run, whatever choice you may decide upon, I'll be sure to strike first.
Also, so when you're having this thing, right? And she kind of looks back at Zuri, and who's kind of like eyes closed, touching, you know, the body of a stone here, and you see her kind of smile, and then she looks back at you, Orta, and she kind of smiles again, and she looks at the twins, and her smile gets even wider. And she's like, this is why I always liked you guys. You're all so unique and special. There's all these things I've always wanted to try. And she smiles.
I am ready to make a grapple
Things
check.
Like
drop
what?
Well, I've always wondered, actually, about you guys. And the moment she says that, her hand extends. And your twin Davi gets force pulled right in front of her, held in midair.
Navi?
Yeah, sorry, Navi, not Davi. You're Davi. Navi gets pulled.
You're trying.
Not like I'm
It's so
making
easy to
this.
mix them
Yeah,
up.
You did this to yourself, Gillitan. I'm just
Yeah.
I know.
Yes, so yes,
That's what I'm
your
about to say. It's not like I made this.
Your
confusing.
your parents were awful.
So yeah, your twin gets
Okay, we're
immediately.
expecting twins.
Your twin immediately gets pulled right in front of her, held a little bit in midair.
Could I roll some sort of reaction to step between them? To see if I can step between them, I guess I should say.
Do you just like try to step between them, or do you try to like grab Navi?
Put my body between Alia and Navi to make it so they cannot get to Navi.
You could, yeah, roll me a dex saving throw and see if you can get in the way, like get down Mr. President style here.
19.
Okay, and follow it up, please, with an athletics.
Okay. 23.
Okay. You manage to get in the way of Navi's, you know, trajectory. And for a sec, the body does indeed, well, her body does indeed stop moving forward towards the, well, we'll call her Alia for now. And, sorry?
Nothing, continue.
No, and when she sees that, she looks impressed. She's like, ha, not bad, lover boy. And she sweeps her other hand, and you feel your feet just leave the ground as your body's flipped upside down.
Any saving throw for that?
Let me check for that actually. 'Cause,
Yes.
yeah, new
stick
new
your
system.
head
Who
between
this?
your knees and kiss your butt goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
Can't have shit, Detroit.
I'm just gonna pull up her stats. I have her sheet right here. I'm going to need a
B, C, D, E.
it's going to be a. Actually, no. It's I have to just do a force attack. So 1 sec here.
Then when you have a second, I'd like a.
Yep. So yeah, you do that. Unfortunately, no. It does go above your current AC unless your AC is higher than 20.
Oh, I see.
And your body does end up flipped upside down, unfortunately here. When that happens, you're no longer grounded to the ground, and yes, indeed, the sister's body ends up just kind of bowling you over to the side a little bit. Yes, you wanted a reaction, Davi. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'd like to take that moment. I'd like to cast Force Disarm to try and take her lightsaber from her.
Sure, go right
As she's
ahead.
doing this. So I'm running a Strength or Dex save. Your choice.
You do this, and you. So she still has one hand extended right as she's pulling your sister to her.
Yeah.
The hand that just kind of like, I don't, for lack of a better term, batted Orta aside here. Kind of just does the, so, you know, pushed one, did this for Orta, and when you do that to pull her lightsaber, it kind of just bats back in the other direction. And you feel like, how would I describe this? Sorry, again, new system, who this, I'm not used to this.
Yeah.
It's almost as if your connection to the Force has been cut. You like extend your hand, you do the pull thing and everything for the Force disarm, and nothing happens.
Is it like just like it cut off for a second, or like I still feel like I'm cut off?
No, it's cut off when you try to do the move.
I'll more attempt to do it again to see if there's something wrong with
Okay.
me.
You try to do it again, and when you do that, she kind of looks at you. She goes, "Really?"
Look, you took something from me. I'm going to take something from you.
So, you pull the lightsaber at this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, "Oh, I've not taken anything yet, but to answer me, do you feel this?" And you're going to see, how do I, again, sorry, new person who dis. You're going to see, almost like, actually, you're going to see it very vividly because you have foresight. You're going to actually see that redness that forms her aura concentrate around her hand and stick out of her hand almost. For everybody else, it just kind of looks like she's just holding her hand up, but you actually see what almost looks like a lightsaber blade coming out of her hand. And she's going to stick your sister with that.
I'm probably
And
going
she
to...
asks you, "Do you feel that?" I've always wondered, do twins feel each other's pain? Is that just a myth?
I mean, she's going to cry out, like yelling no, like distraught that she's stabbing her sister. I'm trying to find my notes. Where are they? 'Cause I'm trying to remember what senses I share with my sister.
Mm-hmm.
Read my notes.
Seeing all this, Mibble is going to start trying to back away and make his way towards the back.
Yeah, he's like, "I gotta go."
Okay, so
He's
we don't
trying not
technically share pain, but we share a few other things.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
So yeah, no,
basically like,
reaction.
nope.
Okay, so she
no.
yells no, and you said Nibble starts to walk towards the exit, correct?
He's making his way back around to try to
Yeah, right,
get
right.
over there, but he's doing it in a way to try to be sneaky. So I'll roll a stealth roll.
Please do.
Nat Kraken +3.
Nice.
Hey.
So yeah, there's no reaction right now to you. You're able to move your full basic movement speed, your full walk speed. As dashing obviously would put disadvantage on it, but your regular walk speed, you move your whole movement without her noticing. That being said, yeah, like I said, she did pull sister. You got batted out of the way. And yeah, so for everybody else who's not using foresight right now, it almost looks like, again, you know what, like kids are like make believing. You know what I'm saying, like pretending. So she's kind of doing this, like she's basically just jabbing right through the other person, but not really even touching them. But you see Navi scream in pain herself, almost like she's just been like pierced by a lightsaber.
Where did she get pierced? Which part of her body?
Straight through the chest.
She's still alive, right?
For now, yes.
Okay.
She is toying with her food a little bit. She is not dead yet.
In the meantime, what have I
Yes.
seen?
Yes, so you actually see something very similar to that. You see that purple blade basically just going through your body inch by inch over and over again as you feel pain. You see your body get thrown aside like a ragdoll, hit the pillar. You see, you know, Brick basically under you right now, kind of in pain. You hear his breathing. You see yourself kind of like get up and hug the pillar as hard as you can as you're just feeling more and more pain in your back until everything just goes dark.
Do I hear or see anything that she may have said before everything was like...
You hear laughing and the sound of a lightsaber on flesh.
Am I able to see a little bit further back? Since I can see its history and see if he saw anything leading up to that moment.
Unfortunately not really, because the thing is, like, he wasn't even an object at that point, he was a living creature, right? Technically, looking at it as an object, you would have basically had its history as an object, which means everything after its death. But in this particular case, I would say because it was done by a Force user, because it was traumatic, because of all that stuff, there's enough of an imprint on the being that you had those 5-6 minutes of past history on it. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But everything before that is very blurry and unclear. Perhaps if you were a little stronger in the Force, you might have been able to, but right now, not yet, if that makes sense. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, level a bit low.
Yeah, I know. Okay. He's gonna then look over to the others, which at this point is when I'm seeing Navi getting stabbed. He is going to use force pull to take the lightsaber out of her body and chuck it across.
It's not an actual lightsaber that she's using to stab her with.
So if you want me to give you the explanation, it's Dark Shear. She's literally manifesting the Force into a blade and using it to stabby stab.
You know, fine, I'll just do the body then. Try to pull her back.
Okay. When you pull her back, she actually lets you. Surprisingly, there's no resistance. As she's looking at Davi and she goes, I guess not, huh? When you do pull the body off of her, well, the body, grievously wounded, we'll say, off of her, it's almost like, you know, when a blade is in a body and then you pull the blade out, right? Then blood starts to gush from the wound.
I'm gonna get up and scramble towards my sister, trying to.
So
something for healing. I did.
One little thing as you're all trying to move and scramble right now. This area around you guys. Let me just get the measuring tape here. 1 sec.
I mean, I hate to say it, but use your lightsaber will cauterize.
As you guys
Oh, this
try
is
to
worse.
move, because you're all trying to move right now at this point.
Yeah.
Give me 1 sec. As you all try to move, you guys are going to see in a 20-foot radius. So let me just make sure I got that. You guys are going to see, coming literally out of the 20. Let me just confirm. Coming literally out of the ground, you guys are going to see. It looks almost like tendrils made of like pure darkness that will try to grab at each of your like legs, ankles, arms, whatever, trying to immobilize you guys. That's roughly 20 feet. All right.
We have to make a roll to avoid it, or?
I will tell you that in a sec.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I'm just again new system. Who dis? I'm learning as much as you guys are. I need you guys to roll me. So no, actually, what it does first of all is it makes this difficult terrain.
Oh. Okay.
It's basically the tendrils of Hadar, but reskinned for D&D here. So you guys are taking it. You're taking damage from the tentacles if you stay in the circle.
Ah.
I see.
As
I'm
these
still-
tentacles are squeezing at you, making it difficult for you to move. You're kind of like wading through them as they're pulling on your body, and every time they do pull on your bodies like that, you can feel like, they're trying to suck the soul or the essence out of you guys.
I'm still scrambling with my sister. I don't care.
Of course.
Which
I
I'm
definitely
assuming
will-
is she back over here now, like in this area?
Yes.
Is that where she is? Okay.
That is where she would be.
So
That is 25 feet-ish of distance. Your movement currently is what, 30?
yeah.
You can't quite make it there unless you're dashing.
Yeah. I'll dash.
Okay.
I don't care.
Okay, so you dash up to her, and you do see her, severely wounded on the floor at this point.
Are we in battle?
I've kept it social right now, which is why you're not actually taking damage or anything. The moment you guys start attacking her or fighting back, I will have you guys roll
Oh, okay.
initiative.
I was just confused by the dashing
Nope.
part. I was like, oh, are we in battle? Okay.
No, I'm just keeping track of how much stuff you guys spend, because she's going to basically she's basically I'm calculating how many actions and things she can do per things you guys are doing, just to not make her do too many things.
Okay.
Even though we're not in battle, it's just to keep the flow more or less even between you guys and her, so she's not just doing her thing and willy-nilly, that's all.
Okay.
Then I'm already sitting there trying to stop the bleeding.
Okay, Orto, did you have anything you wanted to do here? Since you told me you wanted to get up to her and try to grapple her.
I mean, yeah. Gosh, hold on. I need to double check something. No, that's touch. No, that's touch. I mean, I'm currently the only body between her and the rest of the party.
She's made no moves to go after them, really. She's just sitting there. She's just standing there, and she's kind of smiling at you. And if you look at her, she'll look back at you, and she'll give you, like, the happiest smile on earth right now.
Everybody can hear me.
Yep.
That I
can hear
want
you
to
now.
hear me.
Oh.
No, I mean like in-game
Sorry.
telepathy. Like, it's very clear that we're outmatched, right?
She's not really. You don't really know that unless you want to metagame it, because she hasn't done anything really aggressive towards you guys. She's just seems like a cat playing with mice right now, or at least that's the vibe you would be getting off of her interactions.
Considering that she has wiped out everyone else, essentially, presumably everyone else.
I mean, now that you guys have advanced a little further down, if you guys give me a perception check, I can maybe give you guys a bit more info about the state of the room.
Yes.
Okay. 16.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Perception.
For
It's-
Information, thank the
That
Lord.
including
13.
So you'll actually see further up, almost near the steps, right, all the way at the back, the telltale robes of Master Ordo's outfit, for lack of better terminology, and he is indeed very still and very dead.
who else do we see?
No other characters that I've put a name on. So again, mostly service staff, a few Padawans, some of the Jedi Knights that were there, but again, nobody that you guys would know by name.
I mean, it was my plan anyways, but I'll essentially once again restate to the rest of the party. When I charge, be ready to run or be ready to fight.
Mibble's gonna make his and do another movement.
Okay.
He's gonna
Give me your
come around the
stealth.
pillar and come to these two. Grab your wounded. Let's get out of here. I could get us. I could probably pilot us a ship out of here. As he was whispering to them.
Hmm.
In the meantime, I'm pulling the other two bodies out of the circle.
You mean Brick and what's it called?
His brother, yeah. Pulling him just out of it. Do I
And
see?
Nibble's going to start moving this way.
Do I see a trinket or anything on the body
Stone?
for to kind of grab for his brother right now?
Mm-hmm.
Stone.
I'm not quite sure I understand what you mean by that.
A keepsake.
Like, you know how, yeah, like, you know how when someone to remember them by, you know?
Okay,
Like when the
something that
military
you
has
could-
dog tags,
okay.
whatever, just something, yeah.
A
Mhm.
memento.
I mean, he does have a blaster pistol holster. The blaster is nowhere to be seen. Presumably, he got disarmed or whatever. But he does have a holster on him. He doesn't exactly have like tags or anything. I mean, they were basically poor idiots that were having fun building tech and just wanted to get their spot back in the town, right? So. They weren't exactly rich. They don't have jewelry or anything like that. I
Well,
mean, other than his
no,
blaster
does he have
holster.
goggles or anything?
No, really. Again, clothing on his back and then that blaster holster.
Okay, I'll just take the blaster holster then for now.
Can I do? I want to try and stop the bleeding and.
Okay.
Before we move my sister.
Okay. Do you have a any force powers that you can use to heal, or do you just try to do your old medicine, press on the wound, and not have it bleed out?
Not have it bleed out. I might
Okay.
be out of stuff.
Okay.
Saying a
If you
lightsaber
can-
cauterizes.
If you can give me first of all a medicine check.
21.
Yeah, pressing on a wound like that ain't gonna do much. There's probably an artery or something like that that's been pierced.
And then I'm
Hmm?
more have to look at my sister. Go, I'm sorry, and try and partnerize it like she was saying.
Well, with a 21, you managed not to kill her, so that's already good.
Yeah.
She sees you doing that, and she actually like gives it a low whistle and actually claps her hands, like, you know, visibly impressed that you'd actually go that far to try to save her. AKA, like, it kind of takes balls
Yeah.
to stab your own sister with a lightsaber type deal. Um, but again, she doesn't really make a move towards you guys. What you guys see instead is coming out of the ground. You hear like cracking. You know what I'm saying? As she seems to just be muttering something under her breath, and you just see the tiles and everything just crack as plant life just seems to just burst through and fill out most of
Okay.
the ground in the room, really.
Nothing.
As she uses plant surge.
But when enough time has passed of me doing this to try and stabilize my sister enough, I'm going to kind of drag her after Mibble, pick her up, carry her, do whatever I have to. Mibble said, "Let's go," and I'm going. Nothing I can do here.
Okay. So,
Focus on saving my sister.
Yep. So you've met basically at this point you've done the job. For a lightsaber to cauterize something does not take long, and the longer you're there, the more tissue you're burning. So it's more like in out instantly, and you're done kind of thing. Trying to again stop any form of bleeding and basically hopefully not have your sister die from the shock. She is clearly unconscious at this point, but she's not pissing blood everywhere anymore. So at least you have indeed managed to stop the wounding process.
Oh yeah.
And just to be safe, since she's unconscious on me, I'm more cast Spare the Dying.
Okay.
Probably a good idea, just in case.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing that what's it called? Zuri's gonna grab Brick.
Yeah. She'll go ahead and she'll grab him.
Anybody who's grabbing or carrying somebody, can I get an athletic check from the two of you?
Athletics. There. Which one of you are not going to kill my
This
sister?
is actually pretty decent.
Ooh, that's actually a good roll for me. So that'd be a 19 on the die for a 19.
Nice. So you actually managed to carry her no problem, and you've done Spare the Dying, which again will stabilize her so she doesn't completely go bonk.
19 for me as well.
Okay, so you guys both managed to carry them, and start the excruciating slow trudge of trying to walk through all this like plant life that's just pulled out of nowhere, right? Before
an ability actually. I will have to use a point, which I have plenty of right now. I was stingy. And I'm going to use slow time, which let's see, I think I roll a D4. That's times 5 is my increased speed.
Okay.
Let's see.
And
So 3.
Okay.
Times 5.
So you get an extra 15 on top of your 30.
Yeah, so I'm just kind of booking it.
Well, 45 divided by 2 though, because difficult terrain from the plant growth everywhere.
Is the plant growth like just completely consuming this area?
It's 100 feet in diameter, and like I said, the room is about 100 feet long, so yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a 100-foot radius centered on a point, so yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
If I can, I'd like.
It basically negates it a little bit, so. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which is good. I mean, it's better than again moving 15 feet per turn.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry. Yes, you were saying Orta.
If I can, I would like to try to trigger empathic, which lets me roll an insight versus their deception. If I succeed, I get advantage. I can use an action to make an insight versus deception. On a success, I have advantage on attack and ability checks against the target until the end of my next turn.
Okay, go for it.
And basically, while they are getting ready to move and all that, I'm triggering empathic.
Okay, go for it. Give me the roll.
19.
So you actually make it. When you do, you're actually gonna get visions real quick, force visions. Like you get a very strong feeling off of her, where you see the white-skinned, black-haired version of Alia, right? Just kind of like banging against what looks like a transparent steel window. As congratulations, you've gained advantage on her until the end of your next turn.
Okay. And like you guys are actually like starting to walk and like get moving towards the hangar, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. The moment I start hearing them hear their footsteps crunching in the plant life, I am standing up and going for her.
Okay.
And attempting to grapple.
Okay. Okay, go right ahead. And since you've taken a hostile action towards her, I will be needing everybody's initiative.
I know. I'm sorry. But yeah.
As this will start combat.
Okay.
Well, that's a shitty initiative.
Right.
Where's my initiative?
Are we using the
There's my
turn order thing? Yay.
That's a terrible initiative.
Oh, his popped up because he rolled it on the sheet, but waiting for Dimium to put the rest of us in. It looks like he's working on it.
So her initiative, give me a minute.
I'm assuming Navi's still going on my turn, right?
Yep.
Going is in. Well, I guess she's
Well,
not making death saves. I didn't spare the dying, so it doesn't
yes,
matter.
but her.
GTFO.
Yeah, exactly. So that's all your initiatives, correct?
He did put us in the turn order tracker.
Okay,
Yeah.
I have the old turn order. That's why. Let me just put you guys back into it. I got bamboozled. You guys know how it is. Object. There we go. And then there you guys go.
If you highlight a bunch of tokens, you can do us all at once.
Yeah, but then I'm gonna give like these circles and whatnot potentially a turn order. I'm not
Okay.
sure.
Okay, I just
what
want
I'm
to make
doing.
sure you knew when you.
Yes,
were...
yes. I just didn't want to risk that and then having to take stuff off and whatnot. Okay. Yeah, Zoro, if you can take care of that in the chat when you have a second, no rush.
What?
Yeah, so that's.
What am I doing?
Oh, there's a spam bot in the chat. But yeah, so that's done. Somebody, if you look at the Twitch chat, there's a spam bot in it. I don't have admin privileges to remove it.
Yeah.
All that to say, so that being done, yeah, initiatives when you guys are ready, and we'll go.
Okay, is everyone done?
Never. Or change mine. Just kidding.
That is from. Okay. There we go. So you're actually going first, Zuri. Gotta love the high initiative on the Sentinel.
What I didn't want to nat 20 on. Yeah.
Are you the yin to my yang? Because I got nat 1 on my initiative.
Isn't it magical?
The duality of man.
60. As I dash, and because of my ability, it technically negates the difficult terrain, so it just kind of becomes normal speed for me. Yeah.
Plus or minus 5 feet, but yes. Mm-hmm.
Well, yes, but yeah, that's what.
Mm-hmm.
That's how far I'm going. So
Yep.
definitely keeping an eye out for everyone.
Okay.
And that is me.
So you just grappled her, correct, Orta?
Well, I have to roll for it, but yeah.
Well, yeah, you started with that roll, so give me the roll right now then. if you don't mind.
Grapple check with advantage.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. 22 on the athletics.
Nice. So you do manage to grapple her. And when you grapple her, she kind of just like hugs you back.
I'll hold on tight to make sure that she can't go after them.
So she kind of hugs you and she goes, "Aw, are you staying with me?"
Considering the vision I just saw, Ortez going to say, "Oh, I'm gonna be cheesy as hell. I'm so excited."
Do it. Do the cheese.
Do it.
Just telepathically directly into her brain, targeting the black-haired Alia that's
Yep.
trapped behind the glass wall.
Yep.
Keep fighting. I will get you out of there.
Okay. So you kind of hear that, like the banging just sounds more like on the window, on the transparent steel window here, just seems more and more muffled.
Mm.
And this time, her like unmistakably and permanently cheery facade on her face, it's the first time you guys see the anger, the deep rooted anger that you normally see in, you know, mainstream Siths, if you want to call it that, painted all over her face. And she just snarls at you and goes, "She can't hear you anymore." As you're basically violently ejected from her mind.
I'll say you can try to stop me. As part of the brawler fighting style is I get a bonus action attack if I attempt to grapple with my action.
Okay.
And yeah, I blab
Okay, give me the punch.
with advantage. 16 to hit. Does a 16 hit?
It will, actually. Roll me the damage.
This is a desperate situation, and there is somebody stuck inside
Mm-hmm.
her. And as such, oh, this is so dumb. I'm dumping 2 force points for 2d8 of damage in this. For force empowered strikes. One. Plus 6 is 14, 15, plus 3. 18 damage. And this is force empowered strikes.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. 18 damage.
Very nice. So that's a consequential punch, right? And as you give her that strike, that punch, she kind of oofs a little bit as you hit her. And she kind of grunts a bit. She looks at you and she says, "Aw, save the love taps for later, okay?" And after doing that, you see her just actually, because as it is her turn right now, you're holding on to her, right?
Yes, she is grappled.
And as you do that, your arms kind of whoosh, and you almost end up like hugging yourself, if that makes sense.
Is there any saving throw I can make at all?
She basically just used the Star Wars 5e equivalent of Misty Step called Phase Walk. And as such has 30 feet at herself forward. Right next, actually, to everybody else. And when she does that, she's gonna look at Davi, and she's gonna say, "By the way, I guess I didn't say no take-backsies earlier, that's my fault." She extends her hand, and will attempt to force disarm and take back her lightsaber. So,
No, I'm not stopping her. Oh, I guess I can make a save.
if you want to try to give me a strength saving throw to try to hold on to it, that's up to you.
do you believe it's strength or dex? And I'd rather make a dex save.
As you wish. Let me verify, but I'm pretty sure you're right.
So sorry, but I
Yeah,
want to use dex.
I'm not telling you how to live your life. Go right ahead. If it is...
I don't know where DC is.
Yep,
So will a
it is or dex.
16 save?
I'll tell you that in a sec. It's right there. Surprisingly, yes, actually.
Oh. Can I just like I'm holding my sister? Can I like just pretend like I shifted my body so she can't see the lightsaber for a moment? Break
Yeah,
the concentration on it.
or just literally just like instantly for half a sec, just kind of grab it, pull it back, and then put your hand back onto supporting your sister or something. You know, just that very quick, dexterous motion. It's almost sleight of hand type thing for sure.
And she'll look over her shoulder and be like, "Told you, take something of mine, I take something of yours. And you took some of her life essence, and therefore you already took something."
You can see that her like cheerful visage kind of cracks a little bit, and she kind of just goes, "We'll see about that." And it's this like dripping full of vim, venom, and anger. You know, very dark side type of "we'll see about that." You know, almost like "we'll see about that." You know, like almost Darth Vader style, but you know, obviously no
demon voice comes
respirator.
through.
Yeah, exactly. You know. As we're gonna roll over to give the others a chance, Mabel.
Yeah. Jet jump 20 feet and then run and dash to get as far as I can.
Okay.
And jet jump is a bonus action, so
Yep.
it
And
works.
considering you are flying, I will not apply the, you know, terrain limitations to that 20
Until
feet.
they hit the ground and start trying to run.
Correct. And then yes, you'll be applying it for the thing, which gives you another
Yeah.
30 feet though, which is great.
So he's all the way up there.
Hell yeah.
Super.
He's like, nope.
Okay.
Yay for nibble agility.
Mibble agility.
Okay. So, at that point, it goes back to you, I believe, Orsa. Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see it.
Well, I am moving 5, 10, 15 feet, and I'm doing another grapple.
Go for it.
Do it.
And
With difficult terrain, though, by the way.
that's why I moved 15.
Okay. Also, you started within the tendril of our thing. You do have to take 2d6 points of damage. Before I forget.
Please roll for me, yes?
Yep, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage. And at the end of your turn, I will check. Dark side tendrils. Wait, was it dark? No, it's improved dark side tendrils. Sorry. Blinded, difficult terrain. We don't care about that. Takes 2d6 necrotic. Any creature that ends the turn at this area must do a save. Okay. Okay, so you do your grapple. Okay, what's the roll?
Let's see. 20. Dirty 20.
Okay, so you still do succeed your grapple once more.
And I'll say, you're not going to get them.
She kind of like half like looks back at you over her shoulder and she goes, "Aw, jealous?"
And then I will once again reach out to the Alia behind the wall and say, and she won't keep you either.
When you try to get in there, it's like you're speaking to a blank wall. She's closed off her brain.
Still doing it.
Yeah, we can go for it, but I'm just saying the vibe you get is the door is shut this time. I'm gonna need you also to give me a strength saving throw, please. Just pure strength.
That's not bad. 16.
Okay. One sec. Okay, so you're fine for that then. Very good. Okay, Davi.
Also, my bonus action is gonna be. I am. Oh,
Well,
should I
you-
do something? I have a bonus action. My action was to grapple, and I still have a bonus action. And that would be. I'm gonna use Lend Aid on myself to heal myself 5 HP.
Okay.
And that's my last use of it, because I used it once last time.
Okay. Very good. Nice.
And
Okay.
that's my turn.
Perfect. Davi.
Sitting here trying to figure out if there's absolutely anything I can do. There's really not, so we're gonna have to disengage and move away because I don't want to get smacked.
Can creatures use reactions when they're grappled?
I do believe so.
Yeah, it doesn't
Yeah,
say,
they actually
not
can. They
being
just can't
grappled.
move. Well, basically, that means they just can't move.
Yeah, the one where you can't do anything is incapacitated, which is a slightly different effect.
Yeah. Okay.
Or stunned.
Grapple just puts their movement at 0.
So, restrained also makes things disadvantaged, but yeah. So yeah, disengage, and I'm gonna start moving. Am I still in the difficult terrain area?
Yeah,
or...
the whole room is now difficult
Okay.
terrain as a
Yeah.
result. So disengage consumes your action, and you basically get basic movement of,
Yeah.
in this case, 15 feet, I believe.
Sure, they went that way, so I'm gonna move towards her. So
Okay.
we're gonna have to move there. There. What's up? There you go. So that's half movement. Unless, is that further half since I'm carrying my sister?
I have to step away for 1 second, so
Okay, no problem. Sorry, what was that?
So that was half movement, but is my movement further halved because I'm carrying my sister?
No, because you succeeded in the strength saving throw earlier.
Oh, okay.
If you had failed that, I would have added the extra, movement restrictions.
Yeah, so it's going to move.
Yep. Okay. That brings us to Zuri.
So at this point, I'm pretty much bringing us over to this edge. That's where we're supposed to go, right? Because everything else looks like it's
Right where this circle is. The circle.
the
The pink
circle. Okay,
circle.
sorry. If I can at least make it there. As I look back. Oh, Lord. Yeah, because I think everything else technically is kind of out of range. So, yeah, it doesn't touch. Yep. She's gonna just stay there for a moment. Because that's as far as I can go at the moment. So yeah, that's me.
Okay. That rolls us over to her. So he kind of wiggles a little bit in Orda's grasp here. And you can see she's getting a little frustrated with her overly attached grappler here. She is going to spend the force points to once again phase walk. As she will once more materialize right in front of the two. She's gonna look at Davi. Yes, I will not confuse them forever. I promise. She's gonna look at Davi, and you can see her face is literally twisted by rage at this point. Like the Sith animal has fully come out. The veneer of happy-go-lucky whatever is completely gone. Between Orta poking into her head, you not giving back her lightsaber, all of that, she's gone, you know, full tilt, and she's quite angry. I have to just roll real quick.
Mm-hmm.
And what is your AC?
I'm not.
Okay, you know, accessorily, what's your sister's AC, which is the same, but yes.
Well. It's 12.
Oh, it did. Sorry, it didn't come through on mine. Okay, 12. Yeah, she's going to extend a hand to your sister's body in your arms there. And she said, she's going to say, you should have taken the take-backsies.
I think this reaction works because this isn't targeted at me. Yep. This will work for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind.
Oh,
I have reaction stuff, but it's at myself.
gotcha.
Needed help out the family. Sorry about that.
You're fine. What is your HP total?
My HP total?
Not yours. Sorry, I'm talking to Davi at this point. Yep, you're good. You're good. Davi.
14. A whole 14.
I am so sorry. She extends. Yeah, I rolled a little high on the damage. She extends her hands to your sister. Her hand to your sister, puts it on her unconscious, you know, body at this point, and this time you just see your sister's body just kind of tense as her heart stops, and you see her body just start to kind of like, I don't want to say decay, but yeah, decay and rot very quickly. Not like fall apart, but you know, the skin goes gray, patches of kind of black appear a little bit. The traits get like sunk in, sucked in almost. You can tell she's dead at this point. As, yeah, that was sap fatality.
This point, she's just going to. She'll scream out again like she did when she got stabbed.
Yep.
It's not my turn, so that's all she's gonna do.
Yep. And she's just gonna look you like dead in the not eyes, because me or Lucas don't have eyes, you know?
Look at my non-eyes.
Yeah, and go, I bet you felt that one. And yeah, we're gonna roll over to Mabel.
Yeah. Okay, so last time I did use my nibble agility, so
Yep.
I'm going to be able to use it this time, and that's going to get me right at the door.
Perfect. So the rabbit bounces,
Right.
dodging roots and grass and all the annoying parts of this type of terrain, the knots, you know, grass knots, and actually manages to make their way to the door. That moves us to Orta. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I'm thinking.
Sorry, I was like, did my internet die again? Am I about to be meme faced once more? Hmm.
15. And I'm bringing back an old faithful.
Oh god.
Wait. Hold on, I need to
Grapple?
double check. If I was
he
able
had
to get
these
closer,
two movements.
yeah, I'd have to use dash. But no, not grapple. just double checking. I'm just. Gosh. Jeez, where is it? Okay, it doesn't specify anything like that. An Old Faithful, known as Force Push and Pull.
Oh god, here we go. all aboard the train.
And remind me, forced movement does not trigger attacks of opportunity, correct?
No. Actually, it does not.
Okay, then I am forcing Davi to move away from her.
It's force movement, so I don't really get much of an option. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can strength saving throw if you want a strength saving throw.
she will actually fight you on that. I apologize, but
No, it's fair. I'm trying to get you out. You are trying to get your sister
Revenge.
and get her.
17.
Yeah, my DC was not that high, so you succeed.
You actually had a high chance of moving me. I don't have much strength, but I just rolled good.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. Gosh. I don't have much else I can do right now. What other bonus actions do I have? What bonus actions do I have? All I can really do is say to Davi, you need to get out of here. I will get Navi. And that's all I can really say. All I really can do at this point, so.
Okay. That is going to move us on to Davi herself. Davi, what are you doing at this point? Other than yelling no angrily.
For better or worse,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take her lightsaber.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to attack her with it.
Yep.
Though I am aiming up at her face. Whenever I do that, because I don't know if I can make a called shot and maybe I don't know if it raises the DC or whatever, but I want to try and I want to try and blind her.
Oh, okay. Sure. Yeah, I'll increase the DC for it.
Okay.
Roll me your attack roll for it. Yep, go ahead.
Okay. It couldn't have been a better time for this, or maybe a worse time for this, because I don't know if it's good for my character or not, but that's going to be a natural 20. I don't know what I'm adding to it. Is this one pure strength?
Saber attack.
Melee attack roll, yeah.
What kind of lightsaber is this? Because I use a finesse weapon.
That is not finesse, I'll tell you right off the bat.
Okay, so it's not. It's going to be straight die roll, because it's it's a 0 plus 0 for my strength.
You are going to nat 20. And...
Well, I guess it's 22, because I'd get my proficiency bonus.
Ah, perfect. Well, that's actually important. So you roll the 22 here, and when you so first of all, a few things happen when you turn this thing on. You feel powerful and angry. Like, if you were already angry, this multiplies it into a rage, like borderline foaming at the mouth rage.
Okay.
When it turns on, you feel like you could cut a mountain in half.
Okay.
As that purple blade with a dark core just zips out of the handle, right? And it actually, you do make the move actually with the +5 that I added to it, and you do manage to cut right at her eyes, indeed blinding her. And not only that, considering the angry, enraged action you just took here, I'm assuming that was an angry hit, correct?
Yeah, it was an angry hit.
Oh, okay.
Which is why I said for better or worse.
That's fine. I'm not giving you
He's
shit.
acting on the anger.
I'm just saying it is a legitimate thing. Star Wars does have the whole light side and dark side element to the thing.
I know.
You are going to not only be able to cut at her eyes like that, blinding her indeed, but you manage one more thing. Actually, that move that she used against you.
Yeah.
That was a level 1 spell. You have access to level 1 spells.
Yeah.
With that understanding of rage and the dark side and her, you know, kind of like an eye for an eye, literally, a tooth for a tooth type of mentality you just displayed here in doing this dark side strike, you've actually learned the spell, give me a minute, Sap Vitality. The dark side spell, Sap Vitality, which is what she used to kill your sister. I'll let you look that up, and you can add that as an extra spell to your spell list. There is a way to fangle it in the thing to add an extra spell. We'll talk about that after if you're having a hard time finding it, but yes, you have effectively added Sap Vitality to your arsenal, which is a melee spell attack that inflicts 3d10 damage.
Damn, that's it.
It is a nuke, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you thought she used some like complicated high-level spell. Nah, man, that was a level 1 dark side spell. Ouch. Yeah, so you've effectively blinded her at that point. She screams in pain and anger as you've done that. Like, she's not even putting her hands to her face. Like, you just see this score mark across her face where her eyes used to be, and she screams in pure, unadulterated anger and pain.
I'm gonna roll a die to see if I can overcome the anger this thing is pushing into me. Because her original plan was to blind her and leave, but if this is pushing that kind of anger into me...
Yep.
So with a wisdom save of 22, I think I can overcome it.
Yes, you do manage to calm down enough to realize, oh shit, I just kind of gave into the dark side a little bit here.
Yeah.
And you do indeed manage to kind of rein yourself back a little bit. What do you do from there?
I'm more power down that lightsaber and then start walking away from her.
Okay.
Whatever. I mean, I guess she technically gets attack opportunity. But...
No, she's blinded. She's in pain. I'm not gonna apply it right now. And that will bring us to Zuri after.
There we go.
Zuri.
Definitely watching all of this.
Oh, and the dark side tendrils do vanish after that hit, as you did break her concentration. Sorry, yes, go ahead.
Yeah, definitely watching all of this. I'm pretty much just waiting at this point. All my spells are either out of range or not really going to do anything right now. So I'm just kind of keeping an eye out. Body is kind of over her shoulder at the moment, but she's got one lightsaber out, just waiting in case she needs to defend or run in. But
okay.
Yeah, she's just waiting.
Covering the exit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, her. She is very much pissed at this point. You hear her say words in a language you don't quite understand at this point. She's going to screech in anger and you're gonna see her basically just kind of extend her arms. You'll see clouds start to appear at basically covering the area immediately around her. And you hear the rumbling of thunder as it just almost seems like she's calling lightning down all around her in sheer anger. She, however, does not move, being blinded and not knowing where to go. And you do hear her yell something along the lines of, you know, I'll get you for this. You took something from me. I'll get you for this. And that moves us to Midell.
The hallway.
Okay, you're in the hallway. Orta, what do you do?
I am looking for a ship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll get to that right after this, but yes, go ahead.
I'm gonna... Hold on. I'm gonna DM what I'm gonna do to you.
Sure. That's fine. While you write that, I will let Davi have her turn. Go ahead.
I'm unsure if Order was going to grab my sister or not, because if not, she's going back for the body.
I would assume you would have picked it up, but yes, go ahead.
I said I would take.
Oh, you were doing it. Okay,
yeah,
that's
he
fine.
said that's the
You're
reason
good.
I left it.
Yeah,
is because he said I
okay.
was going to do it.
You're perfect.
Okay.
That's fine.
So if you're still
I
playing,
mean, you can. Yeah, you can do it now. It is your turn right now, Orta. So you can do that right now if you want.
Yeah. So if he's picking up body while he does the other things, we're going to assume because he's just dimming that out.
Yep.
I'm going to keep moving, and I'll dash 30 feet.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Where's the exit? The exits. Is the exit here? Towards this way.
Sure, the pink
I'm not.
circle is.
Oh, the pink circle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, top right corner. Okay, nice.
And I will pick up
Navi.
Navi and start to dash away.
Did not make
So, when you do the thing that you do,
Mhm.
even though blind, she kind of feels in front of her and like picks it up and feels it in her hands. And you see a smile of pure joy on her face.
Yeah, I'm already on the move.
And
I
you
see
go,
that
yep.
smile.
Mm-hmm.
15, 20, 25, 30 with a dash. I'm carrying Navi. I have 16 strength, 17 strength.
Can you roll me a quick perception check?
Yes, I can. $18.
She actually mumbles under her breath as she's smiling happily and says, I knew I was right to give this to you. That brings us to you guys basically getting out of here because she's not going to move from there. She's blinded, and being blind, what she was using to not be affected by the difficult terrain is no longer going to function. So she is going to basically fumble her way around, hitting the pillars, just screaming and screeching with lightning just pouring from the ceiling, basically from those clouds by the ceiling, just pouring down everywhere. She's basically just scorching the floor and the whole room in sheer anger, but thankfully you guys got the hell out.
GTFO'd.
Yep. So you guys do make it to the hallway. This is where we're going to go on break real quick, just because we are 20 minutes overdue for break. We're gonna go have a little, 5-10 minute break, I believe, for water and whatnot, and we will reconvene and see what happens once you guys reach the hallway. Good?
Sounds good. Bye.
All right. See you guys in a bit.
Just a little bit.
Break time.
And we are back.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Hello. There we go. Okay. Oh boy. That was quite the adrenaline rush. Don't know about you guys.
I need a nap.
Yeah, we're only halfway through. Hold on to your, Jedi robes.
Down to your butts.
So, you guys had made it to the hallway. At this point, the map is no longer of any use. We're going to do Theater of Mind for a little bit, because there's no combat planned for the next little bit. But yes, at this point, you guys make it to the hallway. You're actually all 5 and a dead body of you are right. Well, 2 dead bodies of you. Well, 1.5 actually. Brick is not quite dead yet.
A little
Middle
dead
is
side
very
manner.
far ahead, sprinting as fast as he can.
So you guys are bolting down that hallway. You hear screeching coming from behind you guys. Almost unearthly screeching. Curses that I won't repeat because we have TOS to keep in mind here. As you guys, bolt out of that hallway into the fresh air of, the Dantooine night. When you do, you see a familiar figure, standing on the landing pad next to the ships, and you even see another ship actually parked, one that you guys had never seen there before. One of them being probably the ship that the 4 dead Zabraks that you see on the floor have used to get here. They're wearing black-colored Jedi robes. There's lightsabers that are on the floor next to them as they all lay there quite dead. And you see panting standing next to their dead bodies, the familiar figure of Master Garm, minus his left arm, which seems to be on the floor not too far.
I give you a hand. Oh, sorry.
High five.
I mean, I could use the extra hand.
They may have not taken your legs, but they took your arm.
He is there
make dinner,
panting
but I
and
guess not
injured.
anymore. Alright, well, I guess
I mean,
I'm humbled now.
If you need 2 minutes to go make dinner, go for it.
No! Just I clearly can't, as Zuri immediately goes to his side and freaking checks his arm.
It's a clean cut made by a lightsaber, clearly. As the arm, the cauterized arm is on the floor not too far from him. The 4 Zabrak are quite very much dead, as they were clearly, chopped up themselves by lightsaber.
Mibble sort of says, "Hey, good to see you. We need to get out of here."
I concur, he says. I'm actually quite surprised any of you made it out alive, considering what I felt in there.
Are you okay?
And he bites back a reply, and especially considering especially considering the concern she's exhibiting. And for Master Garm, in a very, very rare display of affection, considering how gruff Master Garm is, 99.999 recurring 9% of the time, he'll actually kind of give Zuri this awkward pat on the back with his still remaining arm, and he's gonna say, "Time for all of this later." Considering, and he points, does a wide gesture to the Zabraks around him. Considering them, I say we take their ship. No offense to our dear friend Brick here, but I don't think his rust bucket's getting anywhere out of here.
Yeah. Already on that. Mibble immediately goes for the ship.
The door is indeed locked. Can you give me an electronics here to see if you can manage to hack your way in?
Let's see. Electronics. You mean technology?
Yeah. That's technology. Sorry, electronics is another system.
Just let me see
Cyberpunk Red.
if I have something that might bypass. Just
go for it.
Don't think the scripted program would work. No. Okay, so technology.
Yep.
And I am very much proficient at that. I think I have it on
Good.
expertise. And that's gonna be 22.
Okay. So you managed to hack right into that door like I would say a hot knife through butter, but you get what I'm saying. You go right through that door like it was never locked in the first place, opening up for you and your homies to run quite in fairly quickly. I'm actually going to drop you guys in the Star Wars chat what the ship looks like.
Ooh.
Quad engines, some degree of metal plating, as you guys can see. Light turbo laser turrets designed for anti-fighter
Oh yeah.
fire, and one heavy turbo laser down the center for, heavy ship-to-ship combat. The control deck the command deck is on top, as you guys can see near the communications array. And there might even be like a proton torpedo launcher, but yes. That being
Is that
said,
Star Citizen ship?
I have no idea. I just saw it online. I said it looked cool. It looks like it would fit in Star Wars without being like too Star Destroyer-y. And you know what? It fits right in the aesthetic I was looking for, so I said we're taking it. But yes, so you guys have an idea what your ship looks like now. Well, what the ship you guys are currently commandeering looks like. You guys run in, and thankfully there's nobody in there. Clearly this is a thing where most of the guns and everything are slaved to the command deck, and you don't need a huge crew to actually pilot it. You guys are free to just
Immediately
hop
to the
on.
pilot seat.
All right, so you get straight to the pilot seat. The pilot seat was obviously made for somebody a lot taller and bigger than you.
Does anyone have a booster seat?
Guard is just gonna kind of. Sorry, go ahead, Ziri.
No, I'm just making a joke.
Yeah, Garm's gonna like listen when you say, "Does anybody have a booster seat?" Garm's just like, "Can't you just build one?"
If I had the time, yeah.
Right. Yeah,
Maybe a
fine.
box or something.
Yeah, he's just gonna look around and come back a few minutes later with a crate that was probably used to like keep supplies. That he'll pop
That would
up the
do for
seat.
now.
Found 3 copies of the
I'll-
Encyclopedia.
I'll rework this later.
There you go. God damn it, took the tiger. So yes, you guys at this point have effectively taken control of that ship. Garm's gonna say, I suggest you at least get us into orbit as fast as possible.
Can do.
Give me a piloting roll real quick.
I also have precisions in that.
Okay.
And that's gonna be
In case it
24.
matters, I'll use guide just to make it extra.
Actually, yes, roll me
25.
the guidance.
5 broke into that next tier.
Okay. So it's good that you did, because as you guys are taking the ship and starting to, lift off from the landing pad it was parked on, anybody looking at one of the viewports is going to see a dark figure coming out through the door, lightning just kind of like spiraling around her in anger. And the ship lurches for a sec. And as you provide, our pilot with guidance here, it almost all of a sudden kind of breaks free and just lurches forward as its quad reactors take effect and propulse the whole party safely through the stratosphere and into orbit. As you guys have effectively escaped Dantooine with most of your lives. Congratulations.
Does this ship have some sort of medical area?
Yes, there is a full medical
Med
suite
bay.
here, complete with med bay, complete with a morgue and everything. You guys do have a comms room that doubles as an archive where you guys can store data, access the net, etc., and communicate with other people. There is an
Quarters.
armory here on board where you guys can tinker for your gear and whatnot. That has the workbenches you guys need to tinker with your gear. You guys do also have obviously quarters for each of you. As you guys can see, the majority of this ship was made to have amenities, right? Which is why there's a lack of corridors and whatnot. You guys can't exactly sit in the turbo lasers. They're just slaved to the command deck and so on and so forth. While it has quite the punch, it's not a military ship by... It's not a full-on military ship. It's really somebody who took a military ship and turned it into a... I won't say a pleasure cruiser, but, you know, made it a lot more comfortable than any military ship you've ever been on. Yeah, so long story short, this means you guys are now in orbit. Garm is going to take a deep breath, kind of head to the cooking area, grab himself some water that he's just going to chug down real quick. Go to the med bay, pop a couple of painkillers, and eventually make his way back to you guys and just say, all right, I suggest we all take a small break here. When you guys are ready, I'll be in the conference room.
I'm taking Navi to the medbay area.
Yep.
Not
But
quite
what-
putting her in the morgue area quite yet. She's not quite ready for that, so she's just gonna lay her out on one of the medical beds.
Nibble's gonna have the autopilot on and set to just cruise for a little bit.
Yep.
He is gonna check out the tinkering bay, so
Okay.
we'll see what he has to work with.
You have all the tools you would need to modify weapons, armors, and for those of you into this kind of stuff, artificer tools as well as needed to modify stuff like lightsabers and whatnot.
And then he also gonna make one of the sleeping quarters his.
Very good. So you could go and claim one of the sleeping quarters. Okay. Good. Does Orta do anything at this point?
Considering Orta was the one that carried Navi out, I presume I would bring Navi to the medbay with Davi.
Okay.
However,
So,
assuming Davi would want a moment alone, Orta would step out to leave Navi and Davi be,
okay.
and probably just ruminate.
So you're just kind of like awkwardly standing in the hallway, just thinking.
I mean, yeah, kinda.
That's a valid option. I'm just asking.
Yeah.
Okay. Tam, do you have anything in particular that you want Davi, sorry, should I say, to do here?
Davi's she's taking a moment with her sister. Taking a moment to process, and she's just gonna stay in there unless someone comes and pulls her out of that room. She's staying there for a while.
Yep. I mean, this is the person you've shared almost every moment of your life for.
Yeah.
How old are they? 20-something years old?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's an existence that was by your side for
21.
20 plus years, yeah.
Yeah.
That is now, on that slab in front of you, unmoving.
Yeah.
You feel, the weight of that saber hanging at your belt. And it kind of hangs there almost accusatorily. Again, there's a reason for that. I'll explain all of it after. Next, that moves us on to...
Zuri.
Yes, Zuri. Which might be AFK making food. I think is AFK making food. All right. We'll get back to her in a minute. So at this point, you guys are left to do your stuff. Garm himself is going to claim one of the quarters, and then, like I said, do everything he has to do, put his leftover arm, his severed arm, probably on ice or in a back to tank or something to hopefully preserve it.
Nibble was sort of like, if he passing by and see the door open, he sort of pops his head in and goes, you know, if you can't reattach that, I could probably make you a robotic one.
Before we have to resort to those matters, let's see what we can do about fixing the old
Just
flesh and
saying.
blood one.
And then he goes back on his way.
Thank you. I swear, if Garm goes dark side, it'll be the rabbit's fault. Anyway, at that point, he is gonna apply a back to patch, you know, to the cut, a back to pack to the cut, to the cauterized, you know, flesh to at least alleviate some of the pain. He's gonna hobble his way back to the slab that currently has, you know, Navi on it. And he's gonna stand. He's gonna stand next to Davi, silently at first, and just, you know, give her a little bit of room to process and speak if she wants to.
It probably takes her a few moments to actually be able to form any thoughts into actual words.
Mm-hmm.
Saying it out loud just makes it that much more real.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't have eyes, so I don't think she has tear ducts. I don't think she can cry.
No, exactly.
So,
the sad fate of being a Mira Luca, you can't cry.
yeah. But her breath definitely catches as if she would cry if she had the capability.
Yep.
And she there's several thoughts going through her head right now. She starts and stops several times, not sure which one she wants to give voice to first. Before she says, I don't know what to do from here.
Garm himself doesn't answer right away. After all, he just lost friends, Padawans, and, you know, the Jedi Temple just got basically nuked. Well, not really nuked, but, you know, it got the Anakin makeover. And he just takes a deep breath before saying, well, I think that's something we're gonna have to all decide in a bit. Clearly, I need to fill you guys in on a few things, but... And he looks, you know, once again at Navi on the slab here. And he's gonna say something that for Garm is highly uncharacteristic. Because he's very no-nonsense usually, and not one prone to preach about the Force or any of that stuff. But here, he's definitely gonna say, you know... Yeah, may she be one with the Force.
She's still a lot, not. Obviously, she's trying to reference to to Leah, but she goes. I was afraid that if I stayed there or tried to subdue her, that it would be more anger fueled than. I mean, I struck out at her in anger to start with, but if I would have stayed there and tried to subdue her, it would have just... Even though it would stop her from harming other people, it would not have been for any reason of good.
He looks at her and he says, "Yes. What you felt was most probably the pull of the dark side. It's very, very seductive, and as you could have seen, leads very quickly to power. But as you said, it's power that's very destructive in nature. And the fact that you resisted its pull like that, well, as a Padawan yourself, I'm surprised you managed. Honestly, he nods with, like, no small amount of pride, I guess you could call it. Yeah, he's proud.
Yes, part of me that didn't want to. Still doesn't.
He's gonna grin, and he's gonna say, well, that just makes you a sentient being. Can't really say human, she's a Miraluka, but yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah. She will give a small chuckle before resuming her non-crying kind of message.
Non-crying, yeah, exactly.
It's weird not to cry, okay?
No, I know. It's like when you wish you could cry, but you don't have the eyes to cry. And yeah, he's definitely gonna give, her another small pat on the shoulder. He's gonna say, well, with your permission, I'd love to, at the very least, continue your training.
She'll nod. Not tonight.
Of course not. But we'll make sure things like this don't happen again. And he walks out on those last few words. On that note, Zuri, have you returned? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, we go over to Zuri. That's fine.
Yeah. Well, if she's back. Zuri, have you returned?
I am. I'm just eating now.
Okay.
You caught me
Yeah.
right. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Sorry. That's why I kind of went to the others first and stuff. I figured you were doing that. I was trying to give you a little bit of time, but it is unfortunately, it is unfortunately your turn. So
What are you doing?
yeah, Garm at this point will, hobble over to. Well, where would Zuri be at this point? In the ship.
I think she would try to find a room to kind of claim for the meantime. And she's gonna find a place to kind of kneel, almost like meditating, but she's not going to meditate.
Mm-hmm.
And she is going to take out a holocron from her bag.
Okay.
And play back a recording of...
Mm-hmm.
It's just random. It's nothing... I don't want to say it's nothing important when it's important to her, but it's just a recording of her master just giving her different lessons of the teachings of the Jedi and everything. Specifically one that has to do with trauma. And just plays it back while she's sitting there in a meditative state.
Okay. At some point, she's going to hear a knock on the door of the crew quarters she chose.
You can come in, Garm.
As he comes in, he says,
Your perception's gotten better.
Well, we have meditated often together. Your presence is very well known to me.
He smiles a little bit. You know, that like microsecond of a smile catching at the corner of his, mouth. He doesn't really kneel or start meditating with her or anything. He just kind of leans against the, wall next to the door. He says, I won't be too long. Finish what you have to finish. I'm going to have everybody meet up in the conference room, but I just wanted to make sure you were okay. No physical harm at the very least, right?
She opens her eyes and looks up at him for a couple of seconds before getting to her feet. And how about your injuries?
Well, have the arm on ice and or in a back to tank, whatever is more universe appropriate right now to keep that thing from getting damaged any more than it already has been. But then I got a back to pack on the cut, so hopefully for now anyway, I'm okay. Sorry, Colto pack. Jesus, we're that far back in the universe. Yeah, I got a Colto pack, applied to the shoulder, so not feeling the pain too much right now.
She'll step closer, hold out hands, and go, "Hi."
He's gonna blink a couple of times. Sure.
Both blink.
Yeah, blink behind the eye band, as he is also Mamiruluka, but yes, sure, he'll say.
And she will very gently and gingerly kind of undo the side of his robes to take a look at his arm and see how far up the arm it was cut.
Literally at the shoulder, like at the actual shoulder joint.
She just kind of observes it a moment, and she hesitates as she's kind of touching the skin, but decides against using her ability.
Yep. He was definitely wincing if you're touching the skin with the injury.
She is
it was burnt,
trying to be as
cauterized
as possible, and realizes how sensitive you are. A warmth fills her palms as she does do a healing ability.
Okay.
She just kind of looks over at him. She goes, I know this won't do much. At least it's something to help the pain. An additional painkiller, if you want to call it.
He hesitates for a few seconds, and he'll say, "Well, better, thank you."
It could have been worse. Glad this is the worst that could have happened to you.
Yeah, the unspoken fact that, Navi was killed kind of hangs heavy with her having said that. And he's going to nod, and he's going to say, there was a lot of death today.
It was unnecessary to do it just for fun, just to look for something for fun. I feel like there was an alternative motive there, but of course we weren't going to get anything out of her. I feel like we should give Davi some time before approaching her, but
he follows up on that by shaking his head and saying, we don't have time, unfortunately. We have to at least get out of here. Who knows if more are coming or whatnot. And to be completely honest, it feels like we need to have a talk. I need to know who or what did this. And you obviously need more information that I can provide. So once we've figured out a heading, then yes, I think everybody will need to rest a little bit. I'll go find the others bit by bit, but do yourself a favor. Finish what you have to do here. If you need a bit more time, take it. I'll be in the conference room with the others. We can resume this conversation after.
I just feel like we need to know who her master was. We'll find some answers. For now, I just Thankful my own master was not at that side at the time.
And on his way out the door, he's gonna once more kind of quote unquote look as he turns his head right over his shoulder, and he's gonna say, like kind of chin pointing at his arm, "Thanks."
She smiles, goes, "Of course."
And on that note, he's going to head back into the hallway, saying nothing more and letting the door shut closed behind them with a hiss. He'll then follow that hallway all the way back to the command deck, right?
Mhm.
And putting on a rueful grin almost, he's gonna kind of walk in with a brisk pace into the room. And he's gonna be, "All right, Mabel, you rodent, quit hiding in here. We have to talk."
What do you want?
Nice seeing you made it out. Too bad you couldn't have kicked the bucket back there. That'd have done me a vacation.
Oh, please. You think they're gonna catch me?
Nah, we both know you ran like a coward at the first sign of trouble. Get over here.
Yeah. I'm an engineer, not a fighter.
Yeah, that's what they all say. So on that note, he's gonna grin a little bit, and you can see that he doesn't mean a word of it. It's just, the banter of two people who just, survived death, trying to kind of make light of the situation to cope. As he himself,
pretty much.
as he himself is going to look at Mibel and say, "All right," or Mibel, sorry. I keep calling it Mibel. Mibel. I'll pronounce it right one day. He's gonna look at Mibel
Nibble
and say,
like
"All right."
nibble. But
Yes,
gonna
yes, that's.
nibble like nibbles, but mibble.
I got it. I get it.
To be fair,
Wrong
the character
syllable.
card- To be fair,
Also,
the
Mibble is
character
a
card
boy, thank you.
on the stream is typed as Mibel.
Well, yes, that's how it's spelled.
But it's not pronounced that way. So
In the
anywho,
world funny.
Bruh. But anyway, at that point, yes, you guys are gonna basically realize, how do I put this? Well, not you guys, but you're gonna realize they're both joking. But he's gonna look at Mibble and he's gonna say, "All right, well, I got bad news for you.
Okay, what is it?
Your contract's been extended indefinitely until we can get this whole mess sorted out. Hope you're ready for the overtime of your life." And he gives Mibble the shittiest eater grin he can think of.
And I'm getting paid for this, right? As he looks over his shoulder from the console.
You're gonna have to get paid in loot. For now, anyway. Once we can get back to the order, I'm sure we can negotiate you a proper reward.
Alright. So, any idea where we're headed?
He's gonna say, "Not yet, but if the captain would grace us with his presence in the,
Conference room.
in the conference room." Yeah, sorry, this is human brain not braining. "If you could meet us in the conference room, Captain, I'm sure we can talk about our options over there."
Very well. See you there.
And he's gonna finish, obviously, his round with Orta, whom I'm assuming is still quote unquote meditating awkwardly in the hallway.
Yeah, just ruminating.
Yep. He's gonna just kind of walk up to Orta and just kind of stand right in front of him.
Garm, good to see you in two pieces.
That's Master Gun to you, Padawan. He's gonna laugh a little bit. And then he's gonna shake his head. He's gonna say, "That's fine. Garm's good. Garm's good enough." What's eating you? He asks bluntly.
I saw her.
Her.
She was trapped inside.
Trapped inside of what?
Alia was trapped inside Alia.
He furrows his brow. Now that sounds like there's a whole big explanation behind it, or, development behind it.
It's like a glass cage inside her mind that was holding her back.
Huh.
I don't know what the dark side is or how it works. But I don't imagine certain portions are cordoned off and hidden away.
No. No, that doesn't sound like anything typical of the dark side. I might have a hypothesis on this actually, but it'll require everybody being present. If you could meet us at the conference room, actually.
Indeed. I'll be there.
Appreciate it.
As
Very good.
Orta immediately heads to the conference room.
So yeah, Garm's gonna follow behind you since you're the last person he had to call back. We might have to wait a little longer for, Davi to be capable of, grouping up with
Hey,
the rest of
Middle's
us.
not glass this time.
Nope.
So I imagine Mibble is still at least 10 minutes late.
There you go. I mean, yes, I would not be surprised. Mibble finds something to
not
distract
last.
himself and end up late. That's very
He
Mibble.
goes looking for the coffee machine.
There you go. There you go. Okay.
Hell,
on
Dark
the-
Side Roast? What the-
Right, dark side of stuff. Okay, so
How do the Sith like their coffee?
Black.
yeah, Pam, if you are here,
She might still be away due to Babu.
understandable. So you know what? While she's dealing with Babu, I guess we'll just say that she's still, at Navi's side.
She's grieving. Damn it.
Grieving. I was gonna say
Just-
coping,
yeah.
but yeah, grieving is more appropriate. As I'm assuming the rest of you would meet eventually in the conference room, and Davi will just have to be brought up to speed. But when you do make it to the conference room, right? You see Garm's already there with Orta, and he's gonna kind of motion at the chairs and whatnot, and sit at the table with the rest of you. And he's gonna say, "Okay, well, let's figure this whole mess out. What happened in there?"
Explain what happened from the moment we woke up to
Nibble will
encountering
throw
the
his 2
creatures.
cents in.
Okay.
Yeah, the insectoid creatures. And
Mhm.
moving on to the display of bodies. Of course, I forgot to say this because I stepped away, but I did put Brick in the
Med bay.
infirmary,
Med bay.
the med bay. I'm sure he's out. Maybe I don't know. But I explained what she saw, and what was exchanged between the Sith and what she wanted, all the way up to
Mm-hmm.
her being blinded and leaving. And I'm sure everyone else kind of put in their 2 cents of what they experienced with her. But yeah, it just kind of gives the story as a whole.
Okay. That being said, you guys are going to say all that. Garm's gonna kind of sit there and absorb most of the information. And he's gonna say, well, that certainly explains the Zabrax.
Why Zabrax? What do they have to do with anything?
He smiles. Well, this... He looks at Orta and hesitates. Alia, you speak of. Well, this Alia that was not Alia. Did she have tattoos on her skin?
I mean, did she?
Yes,
Purple
she
had
did.
markings,
purple
yes.
markings all over him.
She had purple markings, yes.
Yeah.
He's gonna look back. Well, it's quite possible that you all had to deal with, and you can feel like he hesitates to even say the word, with a Night Sister.
Night Sister.
And he kind of lets the word hang for a bit.
That is.
That is, actually, you know what? How about you guys all give me a quick,
I was gonna say, I know a Night Sister.
well, that's what I was about to say. Can you guys all quickly give me a lore check? I'll
Yeah,
tell you.
I doubt
17.
Mibble would know. Yeah, he doesn't know 9.
Where is my history or lore? Or is it just history? Oh,
I
no,
think
wait,
he said
there is
lore.
history. It is lore. Never mind.
History
History
is
is. Never mind.
So yes, it would
Yes.
be history.
Huh? Alright.
So,
18.
okay, very good.
Sorry, no,
And
19.
17.
Even better. Okay. And Mibel, did you make the roll? Mibble.
Yeah, 9.
Sorry. Yeah. Hmm?
Yeah, Mibble doesn't know anything. He got a 9.
All right. So for the other two, you have heard this before, and the Night Sisters are a matriarchal society that hail from the planet Dathomir. They're descended, actually, from a Dark Jedi that basically got isolated on that planet. And they use the Force in a very weird manner, unlike Jedi and Sith. On the Jedi and Sith, they are unlike the Jedi and Sith. They actually use words, which is why she was kind of mumbling when she was using a lot of those spells. And they use the Force more like a wizard would use spells, if I can use the D&D terms. Unlike, again, the more traditional Jedi and Sith that you've seen in the movies and everything. It's very ritualistic. They mark their bodies and so on and so forth. There's a few of them actually that do appear in some of the animated series of Star Wars. It's a matriarchal society, actually, funny enough, where the leader caste are Force-sensitive women called the Night Sisters. The witches of Dathomir. There's multiple clans. The Night Sisters are a sub-clan. Anyway, I'm not going to bore you with too many of the details, but long story short, crazy Jedi, dark side, Force wielders, even more space wizards. The subservient class are usually the men, and yes, Ventress is one of the Night Sisters, exactly. And
Darth Maul actually was one of the.
Correct, and the Night Brothers, yes, very much.
Him and his brother, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, which was Savage Opress. But yes, so they are basically Night Brothers and typically Zabrak. So you guys kind of are able with that to put 2 and 2 together and realize that this is what Garm was most probably fighting, was 4 Night Brothers. He probably felt their dark presence approaching, confronted them on the landing pad, and as such was tied up with them while you guys were dealing with Alia. Extra little tidbit of lore. The first, and this was actually coincidental, I did not know this when I created the character, but the first person, that Dark Jedi that first settled on Dathomir, tamed the Rancor, taught the Force to the women of the planet and whatnot, was named Alia.
Ah.
And that was completely coincidental. So when I saw that, I'm like, all right, we're rolling with the lore. So, you guys basically...
Destiny.
Yes, you guys basically bumped into somebody who holds the name of the founder of the planet, explaining most probably her extremely strong affinity with the Force here. He's going to also add, the reason she was probably there was because she was looking for an artifact that Ordo and I hid a long time ago. And it has also to do with the lightsaber that your fellow Padawan managed to take away from Alia. I'm actually surprised she let you guys walk out with that.
She technically didn't.
All right, you guys blinded her and everything. Sorry, you're right.
And it's safe to assume she got her whatever artifact she was searching for.
That remains to be determined, as it was not stored on Tatooine per se. I think she was just trying to get the information out of myself or Master Ordo. On that note, Davi, are you back or are you still occupada? Cricket. Still
Sadly,
occupada. Nope, we're fine. No pressure.
Crink laboo. We're just hungry kababoo.
Either way, doesn't matter. There's no pressure. We can wait a little bit. We're gonna just keep RPing a little bit while we wait for her. He's gonna look back at, the two Padawans, and he's gonna say, first, I believe this is the first time most of you have had to deal with well, I can't quite call her a Sith. She's not a traditional Sith, but a dark side user of this magnitude. Yes?
My sisters aren't typically Sith. They're Sith-like, but sometimes they don't hold that title, do they?
Correct. Actually, most of them never do. Depending on which clan they come from, some are even benevolent. This one, however, was most definitely a Night Sister.
Interesting.
And their tenets are a lot more similar to those of our, more traditional Sith. Though I wouldn't, again, either call them Sith. Do you have any questions about anything that's happened? I might be able to shed some light on it.
I actually make a roll, some sort of intelligence check to see what kind of race she was with that orange skin and the white hair.
Yeah, go right ahead.
What kind of check do you want me to do for that?
I'd allow a nature, actually.
A nature?
Or a medicine one, whichever one you prefer.
Medicine. I like medicine. Medicine, a better number. My dice didn't even roll, it just went. But it landed on a good number. It's 21.
Okay. From her skin and the markings and her physiology and everything, you gather that she is most probably of mixed race between an Arcanian and a Zabrak.
Arcanian, you said?
Correct.
Okay. With that knowledge, would I be aware of if that race may have a special ability, if maybe that would cause trapping a person inside a mental prison?
Sure. But I'm going to tell you right off the bat, it's not linked to that. You're not able to find anything.
Okay.
It's not race related.
Okay. I was just making sure. Okay.
Yep, 100%.
So I take it you may want to go to wherever you have this relic of sort and probably move it or something, right?
That might be a good idea. It's also a great way to fall right into a trap if she's trying to get back at you guys or find you guys. The, again, lightsaber that your colleague managed to grab has definitely painted a target on everybody's back.
Great!
As, if I'm not mistaken, that lightsaber is none other than, I loathe calling it this, but the weapon known as the Soul Saber.
Does that sound familiar?
Yes, let me drop you guys the wiki link for those of you who care about the link in the chat, but I will give, of course, a quick overview of what it is.
Sister Soul Saber.
There you go. I'm going to give you guys a quick blurb that Garm is going to be explaining to you guys about it, but the Soul Saber is an ancient dark side weapon that was created not only to destroy it, but corrupt force-sensitive beings to the dark side.
And right now, Darby has it.
That is correct.
Then shouldn't we remove it from her? Put it in a safe or something?
She's in a bit of an unstable situation, condition right now. I'd much
Even
rather
more of
not.
I mean,
I know this concept, Mibble, is weird to you, but triggering a reaction out of her might not be the best idea until she's stabilized a little bit. As he kind of gives, Mibble one of those, like, come on, bro, looks, That being said, he is going to look back to everybody and say, yes, igniting the weapon will even fill the user, or the wielder, should I call it, with negative emotions, with anger, with aggression, with fear. There's been reports of people hearing voices promising them power when they turn on the weapon. He shakes his head.
Is the spirit of a Jedi or Sith trapped within then?
He kind of shakes his head. He says, no. I've never been cut by it, but, well, apparently this thing cuts cold, not hot.
Ah.
It sucks the very life out of what it cuts. Floods whoever it cuts with negative emotions, and
she used it on.
well, you guys saw the explosive negative reaction you got from Alia when you cut her eyes, right?
She was peeved. But then again, if someone blinded me, I'd probably be pretty peeved off too.
Well, especially with a lightsaber that is made to make you angry, yes.
Well, she did have fuel after her sister was killed, so it didn't.
Understandably. He shakes his head. Any lesser mind would have most probably, well, for a lack of a better term, completely folded on itself and fallen to the dark side. The very fact that she managed to hold herself back and not try to finish off Alia, well, he shakes his head. I'm quite impressed, to say the least.
Is there...
Can y'all roll me a quick insight check?
Don't mind if I do.
Sorry for interrupting.
17. And
14.
Oh. I can math quickly. 21.
So for the 17 and the 21, you guys feel that Master Garm here does not want to touch that thing. And that one of the reasons why he might not have taken it from
Davi.
Davi, was yeah, I know. From
You know,
Davi
you'll
is
have to
because
work on
is
that.
because
Take
is
it
because
tomorrow.
he literally
Yeah.
just does not. Yeah, I know. He literally does not want to touch that thing.
tell me, is there any talk of this Soul Saber having a sister Kyber crystal?
He blinks his eyes. What?
On the day that we helped
Mm-hmm.
Alia in her quest, when we were sent to help her get her own Kyber crystal, right? That night, she gave me a Kyber crystal of the same coloration as that blade.
Mm-hmm.
She said she had got it in that cave, and the color, I presume the coloration was from the rushed job, considering we were in a tenuous situation.
Mm-hmm.
However, with this new information, that seems less likely.
He nods once more and he's going to say, well, Arcanians are known to be extremely intelligent. It's quite possible she planted that with you as a fail-safe in case things did not go her way. Please tell me you still have that crystal.
I do not.
Dare I ask where it is?
It's with her.
Well, that adds.
It was her. Why would it be
I
with her?
did not want to leave the Alia that we knew without a sense of hope.
With a potential weapon? Although I suppose we don't know what it is exactly.
Yes.
Strange.
Garm's gonna take clearly a mental note of what happened, and he's going to type something on a data pad. And he's gonna say, well, that's one more thing we're gonna have to add to the agenda then.
How big is our list right now?
He sighs. Well, with the addition of this new information from Orta, we have about 1, 2, 3, potentially 4 items on the menu, and with the addition of 2 new little tidbits, you guys have 6 current, well, dare I call it objectives, that'll eventually need to be addressed. In which order you guys decide to do them, that's completely up to you, but first things first, you all need to get stronger. We need to complete your training. We're going to need to make sure of you finds your masters, the ones who brought you to the order, and complete your training.
I see.
So where are we heading to first?
The other 2 things I'm going to need you all to do is we're going to have to, 1, make sure she can't forge or find someone to forge a second soul saber with that kyber crystal you left them, Orta. And we have to make sure that she doesn't get her hands on the sun saber. That was the artifact that Master Ordo and I hid.
Sun Saber?
Correct.
Saber.
And
What's
that
that one?
is...
He smiles.
Well, if I had to guess, if a Soul Saber is dark side, I take it the Sun Saber is the light side weapon.
That would be correct. It would be the proverbial light side equivalent of the soul saber.
Ugh.
And her obtaining it and corrupting it is probably bad news.
Of course.
So again, where to first?
Well, that's up to you all to decide. I'll be more than happy to teach all of you what little I can. And if you would like to embark on a different discipline and or training regimen, we can definitely accommodate that as of now. But we're definitely going to take the time to make sure you guys are ready, and we'll do things in the order you guys want to do it. But provided you guys are you're all willing to take this on. This seems to be the task that the Force has saddled us with. This, mechanically, has one promised implication. I don't know if you guys remember on the first session, I did tell you guys that as of now, because first of all, congratulations, you guys have gotten to level 3.
Yeah.
And as of now, for those of you who want,
Woo.
if you're not satisfied with your current class, you are allowed to respec into a different class just this once. You have a free respec. The reason I'm saying this is because this was a new system. Not everybody was sure that their character was the way they wanted to do. So with Garm's promise of training here, you guys do have the potential to respec your character. This because again, it was a new system that we are all trying out right now.
Right.
Does this mean you have to do it? It's just you guys have that one-time option for that that you can think about, for the future. But that being said, upon that, Garm will nod at all of you and say, well, considering the interrupted night you guys had, and clearly the exhaustion you must all be feeling after the adventures you guys have been put through yesterday, why don't we all take a little bit of time for you all to rest, and we'll reconvene in the morning. Hopefully, Navi will be a little bit more amenable to talking, and we'll be able to put that soul saber where it needs to be put, at the very least, to ensure its safety for now.
You know what? I don't mean to put some dark humor on this, but now that Navi's dead, maybe you'll actually get their names right.
Yeah, eventually.
Davi.
I don't know why.
Davi's
You know,
it's alive.
you know why I keep defaulting
Davi's
back to
not dead.
You know why
D&D.
You know why I keep defaulting back to Navi? It's because of freaking Avatar. Anyway,
I was thinking of my ringtone.
I was thinking of Zelda, the fairy.
Yep.
yeah. Well, anyway, we all have the thing that we keep thinking about, and Navi just fits in so many different lores that my brain just defaults to that. But yes, I know it's Davi. I know it's
Listen,
Davi.
I was just defaulting to the fact that Davi and Dead start with the same letter. But in
Yeah.
that case,
No, I get you.
And then Navi means not dead, but it's flip flopped.
yes.
You guys are not helping my brain.
No, you're not helping your brain.
Thanks.
God, I can't wait for Garm to accidentally call Davi Navi.
You know what? It's probably gonna happen.
Oh,
Best way to recover from that fumble. Oh, she lives on through you. Anyway.
it's a Jedi spiritual thing, really.
Right.
Fuck.
Yeah, Garm's not the best teacher. We know this already. He there's a reason he got passed for he was never given a council seat. Anyway, that being said, yes, you guys will be allowed to have a long rest. And that being said, if you guys want to use some of that time to further progress your remember you guys were putting some hours into learning certain skills, you are more than welcome to do that.
I will do that for sure.
Yep, definitely gonna do that, depending on how much time I
I
have. Technically, funny enough, it was in the middle of the night when we got woke up and all this is happening, so it's still like in the wee hours of sleeping. So I'm probably gonna finish some sleep and then.
Yep. Yeah,
And then
exactly.
do
Use
some
part
studying.
part of the morning shift to
Middle
yes,
of the night.
exactly.
It's 3 morning at this point. Maybe 4. Either way,
Yep.
fucking tired.
So yeah, you guys do that. Work, kind of take the morning to kind of settle yourselves into the ship, figure out what you want to do, how you want to do it. On that point, Garm will eventually call everybody back into the conference room with some breakfast. And he'll say, well, it seems like Davi is still somewhat incapacitated, but we do really need to get a move on. Do you three have any idea as to which destination that you are thinking of heading out first?
I didn't expect to be asked that question. You know what?
If I...
Nope, go ahead. What?
No, you first. You know what?
Well, I don't know where he is at the moment, but one place I do know that would have the information, as well as more information on the blades we are working with, is we could go to Tython, since the library and the archives there for Jedi is quite massive by comparison for most Jedi libraries, at least. It could be one place to start.
Arguably a good idea. Would you happen to have the coordinates?
I do, actually. As
He
Get
looks
them-
extremely surprised.
You can send them to me, and I'll put it in them for the autopilot.
Of course. It's where I trained, so I should have them memorized. If not, shame on me.
Seems like one. Yeah, seems like two Womprats with a blaster bolt there. I'm assuming your master trained you at Python from what you're saying, yes?
For a good chunk of my training, yes. We went elsewhere for the other half, but you can't guarantee he'll be there. He's off on a mission of his own. But,
Fingers
someone
crossed
may
we-
know where he is from there.
Yeah.
And occasionally the council does congregate there, so we'll still get some answers. Either
Fingers
way,
crossed.
at least
Yep.
the library will help us with further knowledge of what we're up against.
Yep.
Perhaps how to
And-
counter it, too.
Absolutely. And fingers crossed we can pick up his trail there, indeed, as you said. Very good. Very good, very good. That seems like a logical
Guess who's back? Back again.
option.
I'm back.
Oh, yay, there we go.
Him to
Welcome
say
back.
the name.
Which one?
The
Davi?
right one.
The right one. The one
Yeah,
that's
Davi's back.
alive.
I got you. Davi's back. You're fine. Chill. Jesus. Okay. So, Davi, you missed a few things. I'm going to give you a quick little recap.
TLDR.
The weapon you have
Mhm.
is called the Soul Saber. I dropped the wiki in the Star Wars thing. You can read up on it when you got a minute. But TLDR, think the One Ring in lightsaber form that, you know, fills the user full of hatred, and every time you, like, cut somebody with it, it just feels like the cold finger of death just cut through them and fills the person who's being stabbed by it with, you know, a flood of evil and angry emotions. And again, the whole thing is designed to push both the wielder and its victims over the edge and firmly into the dark side.
Okay.
Considering the role you gave me,
Yeah.
yeah, that thing is kind of giving you good old My Precious vibes at this point. You are starting to feel like you do not want to be separated from this thing.
I mean, she didn't want to give it up in the first place just because she was afraid of whatever was pushing at her.
Yep. Turns out the
Uh,
thing, the sword, the lightsaber.
But now
is
it's
what's
more
pushing at
about,
you.
I don't want to get rid of it because this thing is mine.
Yes, correct. We're getting to that point.
Okay.
Considering you missed the meeting, long story short, that Alia you guys bumped into is a Night Sister from Dathomir, if that tells you anything. If not, I'll drop more lore in the channel you guys can read up on if you're interested. And the 4 dead Zabraks were Night Brothers. Anyway, I'll give you guys all that information in the Discord channel. But long story short, the group talking with Garm kind of established a bit of a list of things to do, and that included finding the masters that brought you guys to the Order in order to finish your training, finding the artifact she was looking for, because it was not stored on the at the Academy on Tatooine, and that artifact was the Sun Saber, which is basically the light side equivalent to the dark to the Soul Saber, and finding out who or how that Soul Saber was forged, because Orta was kind-hearted enough to give her back the other Kyber crystal that could act as a Soul Saber core. So those are the
Way
six
to go.
quote-unquote, those are the 6 quote-unquote objectives you guys are going to have to handle. Mibble, remind me, your character has a family, correct?
I really didn't say.
Okay, we'll talk a little bit more about your character and your character arc and everything, but that's definitely, when I say the 6, there's 3 Jedi Masters and your character arc included in there. But yeah, so long story short at this point, you guys have your kind of list of things to do, and we were talking with Zuri, and she offered Tython as the first planet to visit, if only because her master once trained her there, and the archives there may or may not hold some information as to how those weapons are forged or where you might find them. But yeah, that's basically what you kind of missed in a nutshell while you were gone. At this point, once you finally congregate with the rest of us, Garm's gonna flat out just kind of walk up to you. He's gonna explain what the Soul Saber is to you. He's gonna say, I think it would be best if none of us were to keep it on our person.
We can lock it up, but I'd like to study it a little bit to get an understanding of maybe how it was crafted and maybe get an understanding of where it was crafted from that.
That's why we're going to Tython. The library there will probably have some sort of archive on it. That way we can study it without being jeopardized by the dark side. Or any other influence it may have on us.
I've been fine so far. I've been able to keep it from affecting me. It tried when I used it, but hasn't tried since. I have some abilities that can help me get to some information off of it that I'd like to try.
Yeah, so do I, but you don't see me wanting to touch that thing.
No offense, but it wouldn't be wise for you to continue teaching it. You were influenced heavily by it and persuaded quite easily in the moment to the dark side. I know you're calmer now, but there's no guarantee. I'm not saying anyone of us are guaranteed if it's considered a very powerful blade.
Well, I would like to blame my outburst on the blade itself. That is not what drove me in the moment. Which is why I was easily able to shake it off. If it had taken a hold, I wouldn't have stopped where I did.
You were pushed, though, due to the circumstance. Not sure
I
if
was
it's
pushed
the
by the
blade or
fact
what.
that she killed my sister.
Emotion is what I mean. It's what pushed you. It's what the blade took a hold of. That's what's potentially dangerous. Reliving that moment. Again, I leave it to Master Garm.
He's gonna
He did
look.
spell roll. Oh, there he goes. The background keeps disappearing you. I'm like, oh god, he vanished. He was like, nope, I'm rolling.
So
Throw
Garm's
this amount.
Yeah, Garm's gonna nod at what Zuri was saying, and he'll look back at Davi, and he's gonna say, "Tell you what, Davi. For now, we'll lock it up. Once you've completed enough of your training, and provided you are able to wield it safely, I'll return it to you."
As of right now, I have no desire to wield it. It's more of just wanting to get an understanding of what's going on with it. But that's very well. We can lock it up for now.
I would appreciate. So he's going to actually... He's not even going to touch it himself, actually. He's definitely not touching it himself.
Yeah, Mibble is going to look for like some kind of safe or something that's on the ship. And
Navi's just gonna sigh. She's already been holding on to it because it's been on her belt. She's just gonna grab it and go, what do you want to put?
Yeah, there is actually a smuggling compartment in the cargo hold that could probably do very nicely for this.
Yeah, so Mibble will open that and sort of like go, here you go, put it in there.
Very good.
Not
On that-
nonchalantly.
So on that note, you will all be, called to the command deck of the ship. And as we seem to have reached a consensus, we will head for the planet Tython. So everybody is going to strap in to their seats, buckle themselves nice and tight. Mibble, give us the last roll of the session, please. One last piloting roll, please.
All right. And that's going to be a 19.
As you all feel the ship lurch as it jumps into hyperspace with the destination Tython, we will end the session here for tonight. And I will see everybody else Thursday next week. Nope, 2 weeks from now. Sorry, Thursday in 2 weeks.
from now.
There we go. Yep. Math. 2 weeks.
That's, that was a lot of lore.
Yeah, the
It
second
was.
part was very lore heavy, but this is the setting you guys
good.
have to play with. So there you guys go.
Yep.
I won't be as lore dumpy in the future, I promise. But this was
I
our
like the lore.
setting.
I like lore, especially for people who aren't so Star Wars inclined with lore. It's kind of a fun little like, hey, this is a thing.
Yep. But yeah, so this, as I said earlier, mechanically concludes the tutorial phase, if I can call it that, of the campaign. You guys are now effectively level 3. As promised, you guys have until 2 weeks from now, if you wish to reclass your character or whatnot, realize, okay, in this system, this class doesn't feel as fun as I felt like it would, I'd like to change it or whatever, go right ahead.
Too many Jedis.
If you have any, well, again, it's quite possible that just from the trauma, some of you decide, hey, I don't want to even have anything to do with the Force anymore and go into a Forceless class. It could be that the trauma awakened a Force sensitivity in one of you guys, and you decide, hey, I want to become a Force-sensitive class. I will allow this event to have been traumatic enough. I'm just saying that I will allow this event having been traumatic enough that you guys could potentially class into something different, lore-wise, okay? There has
leave the Voodoo Jedi stuff to the Voodoo Jedi real
100%. Again, there's other non-Force sensitive classes too, but I'm just saying this is just me saying you guys have now that that potential to decide in which direction you want to go to.
Right.
Yep.
Makes sense. Well, I'm so glad you guys got to hang out with us today. If you enjoyed this, you'll love our other shows that we have on this channel. On Monday, we have 2 alternating shows. We have our Mass Effect Horizons game, which is a Mass Effect 5e conversion D&D game, where yours truly runs the group known as the MIMZ6 through space. We also have the alternating Monday game with Rojan running us through the Tricorn Isles, which is a seafaring pirate style D&D game. Then we have, of course, our Tuesday show, which is Destiny Forged Campaign 3, one of our longest running shows. It is temporarily on hiatus due to some scheduling issues. Hopefully it will die down here in the next few weeks. Fingers crossed. We don't want it to die. It's one of our longest shows. It's been around for almost a decade, if not longer at this point. So keep an ear out on that when it comes back. So that is on hold at the moment. And then of course we have our alternating Thursday show, which is here, TOTOR, Tales of the Outer Rim, Star Wars 5e conversion, run by the lovely Tiltbot. And then we have our 2 Saturday shows. You can tell we love running D&D here, that we can't make up our minds, so we're going to do everything. As we have our Pathfinder 2 game, the Extinction Curse campaign, run by Azerin. And Kendra's actually in that one too. And then we have our alternating show. Sorry, that's called Wayward Wanderers. And then our alternating show is Rojan once again leading us through a Arcana Apocalypse style campaign in the Waste, known as Wicked Waste, which is actually the show that's going to be this upcoming Saturday, which I'm super sad I will not be part of, because I have to work a 13 or 14 hour shift, so that's going to be fun. But yeah, until then, we will see you guys on Saturday for some Withered Wicks. Otherwise, we'll see you guys in a couple weeks back here for this show. If you miss, don't worry, we put it all on our YouTube channel, so just check us out. If you didn't catch the link before, it's just Behold Roleplay, super easy to find, and you can catch up on all your shows or even find some new ones you might like. So until then, we'll see you guys.
I'm waiting.
I got a dip.